the thing about I was going to say Kevin Conroy, is that I think we kind of took for granted Kevin Conroy in a sense that like every time there was a new animated thing, I just assumed it was always going to be Kevin Conroy voicing Batman. Like when we had the
Yeah.
the DC animated movie universe, or the DeCamu. Remember they had like
it's always like you're always disappointed when he's not Batman. In that, it was like every time there was a Batman movie, you're like, this would have been way better if he was Batman.
Yeah, well, he wasn't in any of those, and I like the guy that did it was fine. He was
good.
I thought he was all right. He's not Kevin Conroy.
No,
exactly. That's the problem. But I think we sort of take it for granted.
It's like if somebody else was doing a Darth Vader voice, right? You'd be like, "That's not James Earl Jones." Like, maybe he's doing a fine job, but not James Earl Jones.
That's true. But like Batman, there's more humanity to it. Like Darth Vader, we saw with the Kenobi TV show, they managed to AI generate Darth Vader's voice to the point where you could not tell. Like we had no idea.
Could tell.
You reckon you could tell?
Yeah, it wasn't.
I feel like if it was voicing Mufasa, like you would be able to tell. But Vader being sort of like not quite sounding human, it's
like a filter over it. Yeah,
well, it sounded right. It sounded like Vader.
I think it's different because it's like Vader was only ever James Earl Jones, but Kevin Conroy played a character with like hundreds of people that ever voiced him or played him, and he still defined like himself as the voice of that character.
And it's not even like a debate. Like some characters are for debate. Like you know, who's your favorite Superman voice actor?
Yeah,
when it comes to Batman, there's no debate.
It's Kevin Conroy. He's literally like whenever you read Batman, it's him. He's Batman. Like that's it. And it's the easiest thing in your head. You go, okay, Batman, Kevin Conroy. That's it.
Even when you see posts saying like, "Who's this Batman?" Like Robert Pattinson, Ben Affleck. Like,
I'm like,
a lot of comments say Kevin Conroy, and it's usually the top comment for those things. He is.
Well, I'm just thinking I'm thinking going forward, like the next animated Batman thing that gets announced, we're gonna like. I would just assume in my head, or Kevin Conroy.
It's that Matt Reeves like cartoon, right?
Yeah, like the new adventure.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, is it different?
But did they already record
that's
for
right.
That?
It's supposed.
No,
to be
I don't even think. Well, didn't it get canceled and now it's getting sold off to other companies or something?
Yeah, but
so they're probably still going to do it. I mean, it's a Batman cartoon, but it won't be. The actor is going to have to like kind of step up, I think.
But when it got like canceled, it said like they had 80% done or something like that. So I'm wondering if they recorded lines or not, and if Conroy was Batman. I guess we probably know by now because I don't think there was any cast announcements at all. But I assumed that Kevin Conroy was going to be voicing Batman in that.
But that's the thing. I assume that Kevin Conroy is going to be
voicing Batman for
everything. Yeah, until I was gone. Like,
did we know that what happened? He was sick, but did we know what it was about like beforehand, or was this was like literally out of the blue, right?
Yeah, November 10th is he passed away, but they announced it on November 11th. So
no, but I mean, like, did we know they said he died of some sickness, but I'm wondering if we knew.
They said cancer, right?
Shortly after he was diagnosed with cancer. He recently found out, I guess.
Jesus. Fuck me.
This is not going to be a good episode.
This is a hot take. I'm not a fan of cancer. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, man. Especially,
I don't think that's a hot take, man.
Just saying. I'm not.
This is going to be the episode where we really got to put our foot down, guys, and say fuck cancer.
Dude,
I know, cancer, like Harper said, it's a hot take, but we have to take a stand on a hero story.
We have let it slide for too long, but now
we didn't say anything in October. Now we say things.
Fuck, man, this is gonna be a heavy episode.
I don't know if I was actually prepared for this going into it.
Well, like Tyler said in the group chat a couple days ago, like ever since we did the rebirth episode of the show, it feels like this show has really been on its A game. We've been really into it, really feeling good. We feel good.
Now we're just bringing ourselves down.
Well, I don't know if we bring it down, but like it's gonna be difficult to give the topics that we're talking about this week the due diligence and respect that they deserve.
You know what I'm saying now.
But like,
I don't know. We have this to talk about, so we could throw it. Yeah, we have Spider-Man.
My natural reaction.
The sorrow continues this episode. Oh man, what did Peter do? We will never know.
my natural reaction to grief is usually joking about like even stuff in real life, like people I know who have passed away. It's joking about it, but I don't know, man. This is a heavy episode. It's Kevin Conroy. It's the Batman. There's nothing.
Yeah, it
I
is
think
the
I could,
Batman.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like I
I
don't want
could
to say
that was.
I don't want to say that
funny and
like any
topical.
other Batman voice actor wouldn't have meant as much because they're all people, they're all like human
Yeah.
people, but it's Kevin Conroy, you know,
It's
like
Batman. It's the
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah, like
This year's been really hard for people that have had like a huge impact on Batman in general.
it really,
Like,
I don't know
Neil
what it's
Adams,
been.
Tim
Neil Adams.
Sale.
When did Denny O'Neil die? That was last year.
last
This year,
year. Yeah,
last year,
But
but
still, like George Perez, like
yeah,
it's
I don't
been
know
really
what the
hard.
fuck, what's going on, man.
I fear for Frank Miller, honestly. Well, I have.
You
for
know,
like
Frank
10
Miller, I actually
years.
checked. Frank Miller's not as old as I thought he was. I thought he was like
He
in his
looks-
80s. I know, was
Yeah.
he?
No, he was like
90
super
now?
young when he did all that stuff in the 80s.
He was in his 20s.
Yeah, he was
Like-
our age writing The Dark Knight Returns, Batman Year One, and Daredevil
Oh, Jesus.
Born
Yeah,
Again. Like
He's
what a god.
65 right now.
He just looks 70.
He
No, more
wrote
than that,
Dark
he
Knight
looks 80.
Returns. He would have been 30 when he wrote Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, he looks like shit, but
He
Hunter,
does.
Hunter-
He
Hunter,
does look like shit.
Hunter. No offense, but like you say, you're fearing for Frank Miller. I didn't know until this very moment you gave one fuck about Frank Miller. I'll be honest.
no, man, I love that one Daredevil page. I have it printed out in my room.
Everyone put it in my room.
I don't know that I've ever heard you say the words Frank Miller outside of the Frank Miller run. So I didn't know you even gave a shit, to be
Yeah,
honest.
of course, man. I
Yeah,
guess
I've
we should.
read The Dark Knight Returns.
I've read The Dark Knight Returns. I've read Year
But
One.
does everyone have a
name one thing
favorite
that happens in
episode?
Dark Knight Returns.
Gun over the.
He returns.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Speaking
Does-
of tragic
Oh, God.
events,
Oh, no.
A Hero Story Dungeons and Dragons episode 1 is out now on YouTube. So please go and watch
That was a
that.
tragic-
Everyone seems to be enjoying it. Everyone's
far.
loving the music in it. Go and watch it. Give it a like. Give it a comment so that we can do episode 2.
Yeah,
That was a
if you guys
tragic time
want
for
us,
drama.
if you guys really want us to continue that D&D thing, let us know. It's only on YouTube, so it's not on Spotify or anything. But if you guys
Please.
want us to continue, we'll release it on audio services as well, at least future episodes. But I really enjoyed it. I had a great
It
time.
was fun.
playing it,
I fucking loved it. I loved it so much.
and JD tolerated it. So,
20!
Yeah,
he did
so-
tolerate it.
yeah.
I mean, not to exaggerate, but like that was the best thing that happened to me all week. So you know.
yeah. See, it gives you
Yeah.
joy seeing 2-0
yeah.
on the
I
dice.
live a really terrible life. That's true.
Jesus,
JD, did
man.
your
God
family
damn.
like it? You said your family was watching.
My dad said 5 minutes in, and I have no clue what's happening. And my
Nice.
sister said Hunter needs to shave that mustache. He looks like a 20s movie villain who would tie a woman to a railroad track. Which
I've done that. I've done that, actually.
That fits what
I've
Hunter's
done that.
character.
Yeah, I would have thought that about you. Yeah,
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
just for
know,
fun,
we
you
know.
We know.
I live by some train tracks, so may as well.
Hunter, when he like booted into Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time, was like,
I need to do what I need to do.
He's literally
I need
me.
2 things.
I know what I have to do. But I don't know if I have the
He's
strength
just
to
like
do
me for real.
Yeah. This week's episode of Hero Story, we're reviewing Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. If you only care about comics, we have Moon Knight, The Amazing Spider-Man, Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty, and Dark Crisis this week. I don't know if you read anything else, JD.
New Golden Age #1.
Oh, I didn't realize that came out. Fantastic
Yeah.
Four also came out. We heard it
Mhm.
was really good, but none of
Yeah,
us
but
read it.
it didn't. I don't know. I feel like I didn't even realize it came out. Like there
didn't
was
either.
no launch or anything for it. They usually would post like Fantastic Four #1, but they didn't.
Mhm.
But
I've
I
heard
got
great
confused because
things.
I saw it. I saw the cover and I went, "Oh, it's that Alex Ross book." But I was like, "Oh no, it's
No,
just a new
it's
ongoing."
but
It's
he's just doing the cover.
blind.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys before we move on. Does anyone have what's your favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series
Oh yeah.
for Kevin Conroy? Heart
oh,
of Ice is the
Heart of
easiest
Ice,
one,
yeah.
but I'm gonna say I really love the Clayface episodes, part 1 and 2. I think it is Feats of Clay. It's too fucking good. My favorite part though, I think it is in Heart of Ice, is where he's Batman at the console and he gets a call from someone and he goes, "What's up, Doc?" Like he just does it in his Bruce Wayne voice in the Batman suit, and it's so good. It's so different. I love it. I think
that
that's
in
in
Heart
Heart
of
of
Ice?
Ice. I don't
I don't-
remember.
I don't remember that in Heart of Ice.
That might be the first episode, actually. Maybe. On
Yeah.
Leather Wings. right?
There was an episode of that
That's
show
a great
that,
moment.
like, there was an episode of that show that actually, like, affected me mentally for a couple weeks in a negative way because I could not get the fucking Joker theme out of my head where it was the I
Just
wanted
trying.
to die. I couldn't get it out of my fucking head. I was like, why are they doing this to me? So I'm gonna say
go.
that one.
Mask of the
Okay.
Phantasm obviously is like
I
top
for
incredible
myself,
movie.
I'm kind of like 50-50 between Robin's Reckoning because I love like the whole Dick Grayson origin, and then the Beware the Grey Ghost, I think is what it's called, the Adam West one.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's like Adam
Oh,
West's
yeah.
like real life story.
Yeah.
Like he was, broke, selling off his
Yeah.
Batman stuff, and it's a cool adaptation.
Yeah, I do remember that one. I kind of want to rewatch a lot of it now. I know they're available on like
yeah. HBO Max here
yeah, but
in America.
in Canada, I don't know what they're on the plan Crave or something.
It has HBO Max has I think all of the show and also all of the animated movies.
Oh, including
So-
like DC animated movies. So yeah, you could watch them all except for Killing Joke.
No, opposed to the
Oh, God,
non-DC Batman animated movies, you fucking idiot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. And for those watching on YouTube, if you're confused by Harper and I are in different locations, Harper is in a cabin right now, and I'm in his attic. So
Oh my god, there is a loft to this place. Maybe you are up there.
ready?
How fucked would that be if I like point the camera up and I just see on
See, like, my legs.
Like what?
Just say, hey man. All right.
How did you get here?
Well, I was supposed to say for news of the week, but no. For Wakanda Forever of
For Wakanda
week?
Forever of the week. Yeah.
JD literally just got out of theaters, but we all saw it. Well, Tyler and I saw it last night. Harper's had a few days to think
I saw
about
it a month
so-
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy.
They flew me out to Manhattan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a reference to Sean, who saw the movie early, and we didn't give a shit.
Is that it? So he saw it early. I didn't know he saw. I thought he just saw a clip or something early.
Dude, okay, I don't want to ruin the podcast immediately, but Sean, sent that to us. He's like, you guys are not ready. This clip of Namor is just the tip of the iceberg. I saw the movie and then screenshot that and sent it to Sean and went, there wasn't that much, dude. Like that was the tip of the iceberg, actually. Like it's really just Namor. Like
It is, yeah.
Yeah, man, is it Namor?
It is Namor.
What do you guys think in general?
My first reactions coming out of it were that like Namor, he was the most exciting thing for me going into it, and coming
Same.
out, I think he might have been like the coolest MCU character. Maybe not my favorite, but everything he did was like smooth as silk, and he looked cool.
Yeah.
He sounded cool. Everything he did was the coolest thing I've ever seen a character do in the MCU. I fucking loved him.
Sounds
And
like he's your favorite.
I don't, yeah, but like I don't
Oh.
know. I don't have.
Oh my god, JD just dropped out.
We just left.
That
He
really that,
did
like almost
not like Namor.
that
You didn't want to talk about Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're doing this. Yeah, come back with Dark Crisis.
He's like, wait, we're reviewing. I thought we were talking Black Adam. We're talking completely dropped out.
I'm
Holy
guessing
shit.
his laptop. He reviews it. He does the podcast on a laptop, so I'm guessing it just wasn't plugged in and it died. But
just died mid-show. That's hilarious.
let's just keep going.
Anyway.
Oh, he's joining the call again. Hold on. He had to go quickly watch it real quick.
You had to go see it
Okay.
again.
Oh, he's back.
My Zoom just crashed. It went all white and then just crashed.
We were saying that you thought we were talking about Black Adam, so we found out it was Black Panther. You just left the call.
I'm just saying Black Adam walked so Black Panther 2 could run.
So could swim.
Oh, I should have used that instead.
I think Black
Nice.
Adam takes like 2 steps in that movie. He just floats
Yeah, he's
the whole
mostly
time
flying.
I'm pretty sure Black Panther's gonna make more than Black Adam did. Like
in a week.
Black Panther's opening
Yeah.
weekend is gonna make more than all of Black Adam.
Yeah, man.
Probably.
that
Hopefully.
comment section I saw on Facebook where it was like, was like DC fans that were like so delusional, and they were just like, wow, the critics, the mouse paid off the critics.
Yeah,
And then
as
they were like,
always.
Black Adam's only going to lose like $100 million. That's not that bad. And I was like, in what reality is $100 million loss not that bad?
Meanwhile, Black Panther 2 will like make $1 billion, and they'll be like, I mean, yeah, but it's not that impressive because it's like a Disney product. Like it should make
It
$1
will
billion.
make $1 billion.
Yeah,
Infinity
obviously.
War
the
made.
theater
100%
was packed when I saw it yesterday.
Same. Did you
It
It
guys?
was
so
11
packed that
at
someone
night.
took my seat.
Right.
Did
What
you
did
fight
everyone
him?
Right.
think?
What happened? You should
So
tell
I
the
had
story.
like the corner seat like all the way in the back because it was like the only one available. But I was like, all right, fine, whatever. It's like the recliner seats, so I'm subject to fall asleep in those. But I was like, all right, whatever. There's plenty of room. So I got there really late because I got lost. I went to a different theater than I normally go to, and I couldn't find it. Like I saw the sign for the Regal, but I couldn't actually find the movie theater. It was like inside of a mall, but I'm kind of stupid. And I couldn't find it. I literally walked around the mall like 3 times, asking people like, "Do you know where the movie theater is?"
Do you know where the
And they were-
Regal
JD's just drenched in sweat.
I was
I'm
sweating.
walking here.
Okay, so I actually was sweating because I was wearing a sweatshirt, but it was like 70 degrees out. What would that be Celsius, Tyler? You're
It's
usually
like,
a genius
I don't
and
know,
stuff.
20 something like that.
$10.
20
20
degrees
20 is
Celsius.
pretty warm. Yeah, that's pretty warm.
Yeah.
It was 21 degrees. Wow, you're really good at this. It was 21 degrees
You're good.
Celsius, and I was in a sweatshirt, and I was dying, but I didn't have time to take off my sweater because I'm trying to find this theater, and it's like
Didn't have time to take off the sweater.
the movie
I
was
can't
supposed to
lose
start
the
at
5 minutes it
1:50.
takes.
The movie was supposed to start at 1:50. At this point, it's like 2:15, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh god, it's gonna start. It's gonna start. I'm like trying to find it. I finally
And
find
you
the
can't miss a
theater.
second of that movie either.
I
That's a
can't miss
bad
a
movie to
second
miss
of that
anything.
movie. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss the whole funeral scene. Like, oh god, I finally find the theater, and then it's obviously dark in there because the movie's about to start, and like I can't see the letters on the ground, like of where what row I'm supposed to be in. But I'm like, all right, I think it's the back corner. So I walk up there, and someone's in my seat, and I'm like, oh fuck. But I'm like, I can't confirm that that's actually my seat, so I can't yell at them like, hey, get the fuck out of my seat.
Was
So
the
then
movie
I'm like-
play at this point?
No, it's like on the Regal commercial, like the one that starts,
Oh, okay.
like the little road
Look, man,
roller
the
coaster
time
ride,
is
like when
ticking
the movie's
down.
about to start. Like
Yeah.
the lights are all starting to dim, and I'm like, oh fuck, sweat dripping down. Like the woman who's in my seat just sees like a sweaty man, like panting, like looking at her, like
Just standing up, just
I'm sweating just
You're in
telling the
my
story. This is
seat.
crazy. But so then I'm like, all right, fuck it. This theater's so full. I'm just gonna pick whatever open seat I could find. So I picked some open seat, and there was 2 open seats there. The only 2 open seats in the theater, and 2 people walk in like almost immediately, and I'm like, oh fuck, I must be in their seat. The sweat is continuing. Now the movie starts, right? It's starting with
like that
funeral. It's
Key and
fucking-
Peele sketch, like it's just dripping
you
down.
can hear you can hear a pin drop in this theater right now. I mean, that's how quiet it is. It's the funeral scene. I'm drenched in sweat. I still have the sweatshirt on because I can't get it off. I don't want to make noise, like trying to move things around. I'm like, I'm dying. And then those 2 people, like, they kind of look at me and then go somewhere else. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I finally took my
You're
sweatshirt off,
safe.
and then I started enjoying the movie.
So
And what did you think of the movie?
Kind of mid, no cap. No, it was good. It was good.
So wait,
Uh,
at the beginning, when the Marvel Studios logo is coming on and it's just silent and it's just Chadwick Boseman, you just hear like, "Oh, thank God!"
Yeah.
So it was so quiet during that, right? The Marvel Studios logo with Chadwick.
Mhm.
I have a
And then
story about
some
that
old
too, yeah.
lady in front of me goes, "Oh, that was nice." It was like so fucking loud. The whole theater heard it, and I'm
Dude,
like,
some
I mean,
guy's
yeah,
ph-
it was nice.
Sometimes
but
some
shut
guy's
up.
phone rang during that, and
Ringed?
he picked it up and he started talking. He was like,
Oh.
and everyone looked at him, and we were like, "Bro, like, are
Was
you
that guy you?
serious?" The guy was me.
My experience, pods. You guys know pods?
It's called podcast.
No, pods. They're like little
AirPods,
chocolate.
the headphones.
They're like little chocolate things. They've got like chocolate on top, maybe caramel, and then like a biscuit sort of round base. Have you ever seen those?
No.
I live on the island called Australia.
What the fuck? You guys have never seen pods
Pods.
before? What?
What about him?
I had a bag of those. I was eating them during the scene where Shuri's like running around right before the thing comes up, and I shoved like 4 into my mouth, and then like the intro comes up, and I was expecting dun 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 dun, and it was dead silence. And like as soon as it was dead silence, I took one like and I was like, "Ooh, that was loud." And then I just had to hold like 4 pods in my mouth, just like melting away. While I was just like waiting for it to fucking
Waiting for
start.
there to
I
be
was-
any
it was-
noise. Yeah.
It was disgusting, man. I was so annoyed. I mean, it was very emotional. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I wanted to
Man.
enjoy my pods though.
What an intro. That intro was like, I like,
hurt.
how else could they have started it? But man, I
was
just,
really good.
the second it cuts from like Shuri and Ramonda looking at each other to just them around T'Challa's casket, I've never seen those in my life, dude.
Oh, it's a Mars product.
Yeah.
There's a pod.
Never in
What
my
are you looking
life.
for? A fucking Mars bar?
That's it.
But-
Whiplash.
But the scene that the second that scene transitioned and we're around T'Challa's casket, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh no. Like I knew that this was what the movie was about, but I'm not actually ready to face it yet.
Can I
Yeah.
say a thing?
Yeah.
I
obviously.
like, and I think she has been. Yeah, it's a
I say,
podcast. I guess I can say. I think, I think Shuri in some other movies has just been like they haven't given the character much to do, and she's been just quite annoyingly
Comedic
nothing.
relief.
What are those?
And now because she's
Well, she had to
basically
pull-
the main
yeah,
character of
they
this
had to
movie,
make her the main
I
character.
think everyone in this movie is like on their A game. I think they're the best they've been. I think Okoye was the best they've been. I think Queen Ramonda, yeah, best she's
Ramonda?
been. Ramonda. I
Namor.
think Shuri was the best she's been, and Baku was the best. That being said, I was bored out of my mind for about 2 hours. I thought this movie was very average.
Really?
bored.
Yes,
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was bored out of
Bored.
I was bored out of my mind. I
How?
can't believe I'm the JD of this episode, man.
How are you
I,
bored?
Feels bad.
I
Feels bad,
felt-
doesn't it? Where that
I
kind of
felt
records.
nothing outside of like the start of this movie. That 2 hour block, I didn't give a fuck. I like the Namor parts. Didn't give a fuck about literally anything else. I was bored out of my mind.
This is
Wow.
blowing my mind.
I
I-
know.
so I
I'm
can-
sorry.
I can
feel
kind
like
of agree. I mean, not fully like bored, but I can kind of agree that it's a little long.
It is.
I just remember
it
at
is
one
a
point
slow
saying to
burn.
my
2 hours,
friend, I
40
was like,
minutes.
Well,
I was like,
I
this
didn't think
is
it felt as
still-
long as I thought it was. Like
Maybe it's
I
because I was
felt
really
it was
hot
like
in the theater,
4
but I felt like it
hours.
was forever.
no, it felt shorter
Snyder
to me
cut.
than I thought it was.
Dude, when Namor shows up in Wakanda and the big battle's happening there, I went, sweet, this is it. This is the
No,
then-
yeah, I knew that was like second act, bro.
and then
Yeah, I felt like
then
that
to
was
go,
final.
but then to go to the final act where it's like, okay, instead of setting it in Wakanda, this really interesting location, let's set it in the middle of the Atlantic
on a
Ocean
ship.
on the blandest gray fucking boat you've ever seen for an action scene that for me was hilarious. And I think maybe this movie just caused me to lose my mind because it was about the 7th time that we have a shot underwater and you see a big whale swim into frame. I started laughing and it was dead silent in the cinema. And I think I actually just lost it. And then like the killer whales start flicking all the
That was
soldiers
cool,
up onto the
bro.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, what?
With the water,
No.
I didn't feel it, bro. I didn't feel it at all.
No,
was
dude,
like,
I
okay.
honestly think Talo Khan and all the Namor stuff, the Atlantis stuff, was like the coolest
thought-
thing
I
I've
thought
seen
they
on
were
the big
very
screen,
funny.
bro.
I thought
I
they were
thought it
very
was.
funny.
Oh my god, I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, let's
I wish there was
stay
more.
here.
Namor.
I wish
Yeah.
there was more, dude. I
Yeah.
loved him. I thought he was amazing. Everything
He
about the.
was.
I just like how they were like Atlantis. Fuck that. We're gonna make Mexican Wakanda. That's.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
Because like, sure, fuck Atlantis. It's a boring idea, and they did it in Aquaman, and it's like whatever, like Atlantis itself isn't a cool idea, but what can we do with that idea? Like how they call like in Black Panther they call Wakanda the city of gold. I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. And they're like, oh, people thought it was in the Amazon. People thought it was blank.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
Talo Khan is just Atlantis, but this is what it actually is. And I think that's so cool.
I think
I
that
think
is
it's-
awesome.
And I think the culture of it was cool. I thought it was silly that they're like swimming around and like giving each other food and whatnot. Cause I don't know what they're doing. Like, what do they do for fun, really? But
They
I
go
still thought
swimming.
it was, but I still thought it was so cool.
I like, for me though, it's like the story is exactly what it should be. The characters are the best they can
Dorado, that's
be.
what it is.
The movie looks fucking amazing, except for how bland that final action sequence looks. It's literally just a pacing thing for me. Is that it's a movie that feels like 3 hours that really could have been like an hour 58 minutes. It really didn't need to be that long. And it also, I think it's maybe going from more frenetically paced MCU shit to then going into this, which is it takes itself really seriously, and I appreciated that. It's not a typical Marvel movie, and I think people will like it for that. It's not, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was literally just weird magic action scenes. Let's throw them through a bunch of random scenarios, blah, 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 blah. And so in that sense, I can see why people would like this movie more as a movie, because it is just more of a slow-paced drama superhero kind of movie, like a Dark Knight,
almost like a character study.
Yeah, and especially compared to Thor, like Thor was like a
exactly
movie.
It's so different to every MCU movie that we've had in like phase 4 basically. But like I think in my mind I had the first Black Panther in my head, and then this movie is so much slower and so much more methodical and quiet and different, and that's a good thing.
So what do you think you need to watch it again then?
I think I would watch it again. I might even enjoy it more, but in the theater for the first time watching it, I was just like, okay. I was kind of just waiting for anything to happen, because like I didn't like the fact that Shuri's arc to become Black Panther doesn't really exist until her mum dies, which I think is the best decision they made in the movie. I think killing the Queen, I was like,
interesting.
It was so, but it was so. Yeah.
You love the death
oh
of the
my god!
Wait,
Black Panther predicted the quick. No, no, but like she loses. Obviously, we lost T'Challa. There's nothing you can do there. That's real world shit. But the fact that you then have Ramonda die, you have the Queen die, and you make Shuri the last of this family, that made me far more invested in Shuri as a character, because I'm like, it's her or nothing. Until we get to the thing that I called like fucking 6 months ago, the end credit scene, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
Right. Suck my balls, internet.
I think everyone knew that though. Like that was like on the internet though. Where did you get that from?
I think that was a rumor over a year ago.
You didn't come up with that.
And it came to me in a dream. Well, my mum told me. So
okay.
no, but like it was like I didn't see a leak or anything. I just went, I mean, it's a very obvious thing to guess. That's why I stuck with it, because you go, T'Challa's gone. There was a 5-year gap from him being dusted and then coming back in Endgame. You could say that he had a kid before he got dusted, and then the kid's a bit older. Spoilers, by the way. So then we get T'Challa's son in this movie. Yeah, I mean,
everybody loved Doctor Doom.
There's also not a lot to spoil.
I think that the first Namor scene with like the CIA on the boat was really good.
It was like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And
the music, dude, Ludwig is insane with the fucking music.
But after that boat scene, all of a sudden, like I understand the pacing issues, because after that, I was like, all right, we're gonna get into it. This is Namor invasion.
They're still taking their time.
It kind of just slowed down for a little
it's not really an invasion, I think, is what we thought it would just be Namor attacking for no fucking reason.
But that's Namor in the comics. I mean, is it not?
Yeah. But he's actually like way more reasonable in this.
Yeah,
which
like
is
in the comics, he's like, man, I want to fuck Sue Storm. Let me invade New York.
And now, but in this, he's like, man, I maybe want to fuck Shuri, but also maybe she wants to burn the world with me. Didn't get that. Like, I felt like he was.
Yeah,
I did get that. There was
I think he was, but
there,
I think that
sure.
I think the vibe from him is just like he gives that with everyone. Like the second he shows up to both Shuri and Ramonda on the beach, and he's like working his charm.
So close.
Yeah, and he's like, what did he say? He's like, so I took care of them, and I'm like, oh, I like him, and he's making me like him.
He's
like,
smiling.
He's smiling because he's just. And I was like, oh, that's Namor.
Sex appeal, bro.
He kind of does. He kind of does.
And his lines are so good when he's like, I have more men in my army than you have blades of grass in this country, or something like that. It's like,
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's like almost like a World War II line about like how the Japanese felt about America. Like they have a gun behind every blade of grass. Like that's so cool. Like the historical aspect of it.
Yeah, he's like I think it's funny that he's just been there for what 500 years, right?
Yeah.
He's seemingly immortal, and he's just been quiet. Like, did his people die? His people must have died in the snap too, and he just
did they get dusted?
He didn't come out. And he was just
maybe he dusted too.
The dust won't be under the water. It kind of just rose up.
He was like confused as hell. He was like, I don't know where. It seems like half the people are missing today. I don't know. Probably swam off. Like, does he keep up with? Well, he must keep up with news, because he says that like T'Challa's decision to make vibranium, help people with vibranium was. He knew about that, so he must keep up with things.
He could probably just like put on
at least Civil War and maybe Infinity War.
Yeah, like he probably kept up with.
He probably saw. I think he saw Black Panther probably.
Yeah, I probably watched it
Yeah.
in preparation.
But like he could probably just put on some like a coat and just go out and watch TV somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't think he would though.
he
Like
wears
I think
the,
he probably
gets the big fake beard from Fantastic Four #4.
That you would
I,
just the
I
bird
just think
off.
he's so interesting. Like I want to know kind of everything about that guy right now. I want to
I'm
see
so-
him team up with everyone. I
I
want to
was
see him, dude. I want to see him fight everybody.
I was
He
so nervous when he was like
Give him his
losing the
solo
fight
movie.
at the end. I'm like, oh, please don't kill him. Don't do a
Yeah.
black mask and kill him.
I knew
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
I knew
Don't
there was no
compare
way they were gonna kill him.
Namor to Black
That
Mask.
was the only villain I could think of.
I was like,
they-
that was the
come
worst
on.
comparison.
I was trying to think of a
Like,
villain
Black
that they
Mask.
killed off.
Do you
Ultron.
guys get what I mean in the sense that I felt like they were teasing out whatever this arc for Shuri to become Black Panther, and it doesn't really exist until she has to do it.
Well,
Like I
'cause
didn't
don't-
really feel the struggle there.
Is
I
it?
kind of wanted
It's
there
not
to be-
really. What I think is, it's probably not like a 3-act movie. It's like a 5 acts. It's like a stage
No,
play or something.
but even then, like I feel like they never introduced any sense of her being black. I mean, you see that she's working
being Black Panther.
on a Black Panther suit. Like there's a Black Panther suit in the background for a woman on a
Mhm.
model. But she is like, no, I'm not going to be Black Panther, blah, blah. And everyone's like, what about you? And she's like, I have no interest. And they felt like there was no build up or like any interest until like it's like, okay, I have to do this. And I like it too because like I think there needs to be more there because I like the way it pays off for Namor, where Namor's like, okay, at the end of the movie, they have the strongest person in the strongest country in the world and we're allied with them. That works. That makes sense for why they would be
Mhm.
allies now. But I feel like there needed to be more setup for Shuri becoming Black Panther. It's less like, all right, well, I gotta do this now, and more like, no, I see how important this really is, and blah blah. Like,
Mhm.
there's more passion behind it. I just
Yeah.
like it's not a make or break the movie kind of thing, but it felt like there could have been more to that.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I thought there was also in the first, I guess because it is like 5 acts. In the first, when Ramonda dies, from that point on, or at least before that, I was like, we're not getting a whole lot of like Wakanda. I felt,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it was, we were there, but we weren't like
Or Black
seeing the
Panther.
other characters. Like, but sure, but like M'Baku wasn't there a whole lot, and I was like, I think he's gonna be in this
He
more.
didn't
And
have any scenes really.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. And I was like,
was
where
barely in it.
where is the rest of this? Like, when are we gonna actually like settle down? We're moving too many places. We're dealing with Everett Ross and Elaine is his wife, apparently.
Yeah,
I
and
completely
like-
forgot that she was in the MCU. So when she popped up, I was like, when the fuck did Elaine get into the Marvel? And I was like, oh yeah, right, Disney Plus.
But I'm like, why are like and fucking Riri Williams as well. Like, we're spending so much time. Like, when are we actually gonna settle down in Wakanda and deal with this right now? Because
The
it
people
felt
that
like-
sat next to me debated whether or not she went to MIT or Harvard because it said Massachusetts, but the people were literally wearing sweaters that said MIT. And they
MIT,
debated
yeah.
it for like a good 5 minutes, and I wanted to be like, can you shut the fuck
The
up?
fuck.
These aren't even
Who
your seats, bro. You
cares?
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, bro, you're not even in the right seat.
They ran into Ned and MJ at MIT.
Fuck, Tyler, that would have been
waste
so
of time for a
funny.
Ned cameo. Come on now.
That would have been actually
been
so
amazing,
funny
a
if
Ned
JD
cameo.
went, who cares? And they go, buddy, you're in the wrong seat. And it's like,
Koye
"You
is
don't
just
even
like-
know,"
Miss Williams, you need to come to us to Wakanda. It's like, but I have to hang out with my friend Ned Leeds.
Ned,
Ned looks
and
directly
Michelle.
into
Yeah.
He's kind of a hobgoblin if you don't hang out with him.
Oh my god.
He's behind me, isn't he?
They did
But
have a
if I-
line like that in this.
But
didn't
if they take me to Wakanda, I'll have no way home.
Oh,
But maybe I can
No.
stay in Wakanda forever.
Let's go.
yeah.
Oh,
I can't go to
yeah.
Wakanda. That's too far from home.
Oh,
Oh,
Quantum Mania.
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yes, yeah, all right. Fuck me. You know, I gotta say, I'm in, you know, JD liked it. I think Tyler really liked it. Hunter, you seem to really like it, and I
Yeah.
was kind of lukewarm on it. It's interesting that we are sort of not as spread out as, like, you know, I hate it and you guys love it or something, but we are sort of varying on this scale. But I think we all understand where the others are coming from. Like, I can
yeah.
understand
I don't
why
have like the
someone would
strongest
love it.
opinion about it.
Yeah, like
I
I can
really
understand why someone
enjoyed it.
would really like
Like,
it, but I also like, yeah.
I did enjoy it. I don't think I'll see it again in theaters, but I'll watch it again.
No,
when it's out.
no.
Looking at Phase 4, I think it's my 5th favorite out of all of Phase 4 in general, including shows and everything. I do
Fifth.
prefer No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Werewolf by Night,
Yep.
if you count that, and
Mhm.
Doctor Strange actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'd agree.
My thoughts on the movie, at least, because I felt like, and I'm sure this was the point, but as soon as the intro plays with Chadwick and we
Oh,
move past the
fuck,
funeral, I was like, I felt like we almost didn't take enough time in the actual movie to deal with it. Like they have his
yeah.
funeral, but it's like
Because they jumped 1
T'Challa's
year
dead,
later.
dude.
Yeah.
Like they don't realize, and I think that might be the point because it's like everyone's holding it in. Like Shuri especially doesn't deal with it until the very end of the movie.
The very end of the movie.
And so I guess that was the point. You're supposed to go home and deal with it, I think. But I was wondering, like, if they could have, and because I think it was a great tribute to Chadwick. I also feel like he was maybe the type of person where he's like, don't just make a movie about how sad it is that I'm dead. Move on
Yeah.
past it. So I think they maybe did it from that perspective. But I was wondering if we get a little bit more closure.
I
Yeah,
I'm
like more
I'm glad they didn't
catharsis
try to do,
in
like,
the
deleted
movie.
Scenes.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I'm glad they didn't try to do like deleted scenes. You know when like they'll try to edit.
Yeah,
a
I was so
deleted scene,
afraid
like
that they would
some Leia.
like some
CG
Leia shit, right? They
dead
did that.
CGI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't try to do something like that, and I thought they were gonna when
Oh
she
my
met
God,
Eric. I was like, oh god, they're gonna do a deleted scene
Mm.
here with it's not gonna line up. It's gonna be weird, but they
It's no
didn't,
longer.
and I think that works better. But man, I was thinking about how awesome this movie would have been if it was Chadwick. And I know it's gonna sound like,
Yeah.
oh, you hate Sherry,
I-
but this
Yeah,
movie
no,
would have
no.
been so fucking sick.
I
if that-
know.
No, you're right.
And
It was the first thing I said to my friend when I left the cinema is I went, imagine that movie, exactly that movie, the way it is, not different at all whatsoever, except it's Chadwick in the main role and not
Versus
Shuri. And
Namor.
like
And
Letitia
now,
Wright
and
as
now I'm
Shuri
no
in this
longer
movie
the
is the
sexist of the podcast. It's Harper.
yeah,
Thank God.
it's me. No, and it's always been me. I've been pulling the strings.
Well, I was also because it's even sadder when because Ryan Coogler did an interview where he was saying like Chadwick was really excited to fight Namor. Like he was part of he was like plotting Talo Khan out with them and giving all these ideas. Like that was his part of his idea too. Like he was excited for that. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like that
sucks.
hurts, man. He
It
never.
does, but like the thing I said is that like this movie exactly the same, but with Chadwick, it would have been, and I like it might be hypocritical for me to say is that I would have maybe loved this movie if it was him.
Well, yeah.
No different. And I think the reason for that is that, and I think this is, an obvious take, but it's really present here, is that the MCU has built its movies off of maybe not perfect movies, but the lead actors, you're just like, fuck yeah, I will watch you do
Iron Man,
anything,
Captain
anywhere.
America. Yeah.
Well,
That's
they
what I
just they
mean,
have
man,
this
like,
trick
it
of
can be
making every character likable in like 10 seconds.
yeah,
It's actually a little ridiculous, I think.
but
They've like perfected a magic of it.
we love Chadwick so much, and him as T'Challa is a fucking revelation. And to then know that this movie could have been, him in that role, like it's
I think that was
hard.
I think that was
It
my
is
first
really
thought
hard.
during the tribute is, man, like watching all those like little scenes of him made me like I didn't appreciate him enough while we had him, and I wish we had so much more. Like I wish he was from
was
in the MCU from
perfect.
the beginning even. Could you imagine like if he was in
like Phase One?
First Avengers?
I think about it's a
God.
fucking miracle we got him at all, and I still think
it is a miracle we got that first Black Panther movie. Yeah, like the fact that we even got that, knowing now what he was going through, the fact that we got him at all.
Civil War, Black Panther, Infinity War, and he's the first fucking person we see in Endgame come out of the portals in the biggest scene in cinema history. Like that is
such a great decision.
He was dealing with this shit. He got the diagnosis in late 2016. So Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame, he all filmed while dealing with cancer. It's like we had no idea.
And we had no idea. Yeah.
And he was just working through it because he just wanted people. He knew that like, and I think this was kind of what maybe made it so sad. Like a lot of it so sad is that he knew exactly what T'Challa and Wakanda and the Black Panther, like he knew what this meant for so many people around the world. And he knew it was like an honor to be that character, to be the character that could like inspire whole new generations of people. And the fact that he even got that at all, it's like we can be grateful knowing that he changed the world.
I think at this point
he changed the world.
with like the MCU in general, superhero movies.
I
in
know I
this
might
time,
cry, bro. This is gonna be a
You
sad
actually get me
episode.
like proper choked
know.
up,
I
like,
think
fuck.
for like yeah, well, superhero movies in
Fuck.
general now, these characters, they're not just like a movie character. Like they're a
Mhm.
phenomenon. They're
Yeah,
hero in real
matter.
life. They matter in real life, and that's not just Chadwick too. That's Iron Man and Captain America and all these characters. But the fact that he was like the first black superhero in the MCU, like leading role, means that he was
And
more than
he
that.
was more
yeah.
than that. The movie made an unbelievable, like a shocking amount of money.
Oh, it was literally like
He
a
was-
cultural fucking movement.
it was
Like,
it was
it took
literally
Marvel
like
to another level.
it really did. And like Infinity War, Endgame, those were big, but like Black Panther was a movement. Like it was a cultural like it was a time where it was just everything changed. That movie came out and like everything felt different.
And
Mhm.
everyone
Like,
seemed
going
to
forward
fucking just
culturally.
love it. Like everyone
know.
loved him and loved it. We thought it was
Mhm.
so cool.
Yeah, it was
I think-
good. That's important. It was
Yeah,
good.
it
That's the
was
thing,
good.
the only
but
thing
not
people
even it was
complained
good.
about in
It was excellent. Like it was amazing. And he got to play that role. I think it probably was like, I think his wife said like it was like the honor of his life to play King T'Challa, you know? And at least
Yeah.
he got to do it. I guess that's how we have to look at the bright side. Like he did it, he played T'Challa, he inspired people, and it changed. It changed
Changed
so
the
much more
world.
than he can ever recognize.
Yeah, and his legacy will be remembered forever. Even going
Forever.
forward with like now he has a son in the MCU, and you can still do T'Challa's stories from the comics, just using this kid as he grows
I
older.
guess. I think that's a
everything.
little weird though. I mean, like, because he's how old is he now?
He's probably like what, 6 now?
Yeah. So are we gonna really stay with him for the next 30 years or something? Like, I
Why
don't-
not?
But at that point, are we still gonna care? Is my question. Like, when this kid's old enough to be King T'Challa, are we
Probably
gonna
not.
care?
Probably not.
You know, I think so. I
really-
don't know if
yeah.
they needed that. I mean, obviously, it was the obvious choice, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't know if the movie needed that.
Unless you're a genius like me and you call it like so like
Shut up,
Oh,
Marcus.
yeah,
Shut
Shut up.
like half of the
Okay.
internet.
You sound like Daniel RPK when he like says an obvious thing. That's
Yeah, he
gonna
finally
happen. He's
gets
like,
one
"I'm a
right. He's
fucking
like, I told
genius."
you, I
Yeah.
knew it. Yeah, no.
Spider-Man's gonna be the next Spider-Man movie. It happens. He's like, I called it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man! I gotta say, I think Tyler, I think everyone collectively on here is doing a really good job of talking about how fucking serious this is, man. Like it feels,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, I
It-
remember even being like when Black Panther came out, I remember being so fucking angry because I was in Europe at the time, so I didn't get to see it. And that was the only that goes back to Iron Man as the only Marvel movie I didn't see like opening weekend. Or maybe no, and Thor. But those
Wow,
were that was
fake
it.
fan.
And fucking
Yeah.
Black Panther, a movie I was like, when they announced it, I remember being like, holy shit, they're making a Black Panther movie. And I didn't get to see it in theaters. I was so mad. And it was like a memory of mine. Like I'm like, fuck, I didn't get to see Black Panther in theaters, you know, even though I think it's this great movie. And now we get to see it in theaters, you know, we get to see this movie, and there's so many people in theaters. Like I missed that first, you know, wave of people. But now just being in this theater with everyone, it was like it felt like we were all mourning together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning. The beginning is so like you could hear a pin drop silent. And everyone's just sitting there like kind of taking it in. It was like a weird theater experience. It really didn't feel like a Marvel movie. There wasn't a lot of cheering and hollering and all that.
No, there wasn't.
It was just like everyone being respectful of like, this guy was a fucking like cultural juggernaut. And how do we pay tribute to that, you know?
And everyone knew too, like, you know, it's impactful when you go into this movie and it starts with this, you know, this rushing around, really kind of like what's going on,
Yeah,
you know,
frantic.
kind of terrifying, yeah, frantic, and yeah, and like no one in this, you know, no one in this
Oh, he
I
froze.
agree.
What do
I
we
agree.
know?
about superhero.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about superhero stuff. I leaned over and I went, you know why this is happening, right? And he went, yeah, like he knows, and he doesn't care about this shit.
Yeah,
So it
well,
goes to show
was-
that Chadwick is far beyond
Yeah,
like
well,
the
you know,
Marvel fandom.
remember the tweet that they put out when he died, like the
James
announcement that he
Gunn
died.
in 20. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The announcement when Chadwick died, it's like the most liked tweet on Twitter, right? Like,
Oh, it is?
and I think so. And the most liked tweet on Twitter history. And it's like, it might not, it's not the biggest news story of the past 10 years or whatever in Twitter history, but the fact that it affected that many people, you know,
Yeah.
he died. I really don't even imagine. I don't think he could comprehend how big his legacy would have been. You know,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I
that's actually
kind
really
of
true.
really hope that he had some idea, you know, because I think he, at least when he passed, he got to know that he did change the world with this character. But I at least hope he knew that like his legacy was going to go far beyond anything he ever could have imagined.
I think he would have, because like I remember seeing Infinity War, and I still remember the guttural gasps when T'Challa like went, "This is no place to die," and then his arm, people were like, "No, what do you want?" And then like obviously we get Peter Parker as well, but like T'Challa was the first one. Like, you know, fucking
T'Challa's
Bucky,
the one where you know it matters.
Yeah, Bucky turns to dust and you go, "Wow."
Well, you're shocked because you realize that Thanos won.
Yeah, but like once
then
it hits
T'Challa
T'Challa,
does,
and you're
yeah.
like, they have to fix this.
Yeah.
And I think that makes
like you're like exactly, yeah.
And like I like it sounds, I don't think it's insensitive to say, but I think Marvel ended up doing it really well. And I think with Chadwick, maybe, you know, Chadwick agreeing with it in the sense that his arc in this wasn't, you know, he's not completely left unfinished. Like even across the Avengers movies, we get him in Civil War where he's like, "Fuck these guys. These guys
Well, it's
suck."
a similar
and
arc
then
that Shuri goes on, honestly. Shuri
well,
kind
yeah,
of goes
but
on
then
his
we
arc
get
from
to
Civil War.
Endgame, and then, you know, Endgame, we even have the Clint, "Give it to me," and like you
yeah,
feel
those
like
little moments.
he's integrated into this unit. Like, dude, the fucking I know it's of course biased for me to say, but that Tony Stark speech at the end of Endgame, and you see T'Challa, Ramonda, and Shuri looking out over Wakanda, the fireworks, and Tony Stark's like,
and it's
everyone wants a happy ending, but it doesn't always work. Like that might be the best thing.
that's the last time we've seen
fucking
T'Challa
history.
in Wakanda.
And it's
That's a good
like
point.
it's so it's like,
And it's kind of, at least
oh
that's
my
like
God.
we could put a fitting end there, at least, you know.
Goosebumps. I got goosebumps
the
thinking
funeral
about it.
scene. But it's also
Dude,
like
when Marvel is on, it's the greatest thing in the fucking world.
Because
you have to
in Wakanda Forever, the only moments that they talk about what like T'Challa was doing since Endgame was that he was sick, of course. But we have moments where I think it's like he talked with his son, and he talked to M'Baku, and that's it.
Yeah,
he made M'Baku promise that he'd watch over Shuri.
M'Baku, not M'Baku.
M'Baku. Thank you.
Yes. Why did you say
M'Baku?
Are you serious?
M'Baku.
I
wish he was in the movie more.
You're a
I do too.
idiot.
I was honestly thinking that they would give the T'Challa Namor little rivalry, at least physically, to them two. You know, I was thinking down the line in Secret Wars, they could have like a Gimli and Legolas moment where he's like, "I never thought I'd die fighting alongside a Wakandan. How about alongside a friend?" You know, like I was thinking they could have that. They could do that whole arc together.
Dude, M'Baku gets his ass kicked.
But no, he just gets fucked. He gets fucked.
I thought he was gonna die for a second. I'm like, well, he got punched very hard.
Yeah,
I was like,
slow motion and his armor's.
I was like, did Namor just punch through him?
The only line he has after during the meeting when they meet Shuri's Black Panther is like, he can punch as hard as the Hulk.
Yeah.
That's all
I was thinking it's even kind of crazy. Chadwick, he set the precedent now because of Black Panther. You opened the door and we got Shang-Chi because of it. I don't think we would have gotten that movie, at least on that scale, because of Black Panther. We get Namor in this movie, which represents a whole new fucking culture of people that really don't get represented in movies. Next year we get Blue Beetle, which is a DC movie, but still, I think Black Panther you can thank for that.
It's part of it's part of the cultural impact. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think like that, I think that's his legacy going forward, is that he opened the door. Now it's like because of Chadwick, now everyone gets a hero. You know, he literally inspired whole new generations of heroes. Except Namor's not really a hero.
You're gonna
but
actually
that's beyond my
actually
point.
make me cry. Yeah,
but that's what it was.
Legitimately made me cry.
When Namor said Imperious Rex, did anyone, like casual in the theater possibly know what he was like talking about?
I was like,
I thought it was like a typo or something.
I got excited when he said
blown up.
when Namor said Imperious Rex and when he said the word mutant.
Mutant, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
I was
cool,
happy
yeah.
they said that.
Yeah,
I was
me too.
yeah. At least they didn't ignore that.
So is he
it's gonna-
considered the first mutant then? Because obviously he's
He must
older
be.
than Kamala.
No, I am.
Oh.
Australians are historically the first mutant.
But how
That's
old are
true.
you, Harper? I thought you were
500
only.
years
I
old.
thought you. What? I thought you were 37. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, well that's yeah, but historically speaking, 3,070, 700. Wow, I'm a teacher. Anyway, moving on.
I guess. Do you
I
guys?
was gonna say no. I
is
was gonna say to Tyler, and it sounds funny to say it, but like before Civil War, before Chadwick, and before Black Panther, the MCU was significantly more white. I don't think that's like a shocking opinion to have.
It was
It's
Rhodey.
like-
It was Rhodey. We had Rhodey.
It was
and-
Rhodey was
Falcon.
the guy holding it
And
down.
Falcon.
And credit to him. But like Rhodey really only gets Armor Wars as a movie because we got Black Panther first
Yeah.
anyway. You know what I mean? They were never gonna invest that much money in Iron Man's friend if they didn't already see the impact of like these characters. And
Yeah.
hey, you can do it more than just
Yeah, and I
rich
think as
white
well. I don't
dude.
know that. I honestly, they might have even like Sam Wilson's Captain America right now, and that might not have.
Yeah.
It might have been Bucky if Black Panther didn't come out. You know, like because
Werewolf by Night would not have would have just been the whitest dude they found in Hollywood.
but that's the thing. He's like opened up this entire new kind of like. It is kind of crazy, but I know I said it before, but like he inspired next generation. Everyone gets a hero because of him. Like
Yeah, exactly.
he was T'Challa.
Exactly.
He was the hero of Wakanda, and Wakanda represented so many fucking people. It represented Africa, but also you have like people within the movie that represent different cultures around the world. And
Like
then now
Everett Ross,
because of
yeah.
that, it's like we get everything else. We got him, and because of him, we get so much more. And I think that, like I said, that will be his legacy going forward, is like he inspired so many others.
Sorry, you said we get everything else because of that, but when he said Ev, I thought you were going to say we get Everett Ross.
We do get Everett Ross. We get our token.
Yeah.
We get the token white guy. Actually, that's what he was in this movie.
Who should not have
Tyler
done this
and
movie.
Hunter, think
he
about
had
this.
nothing to do in this
Without
movie.
Chadwick, we wouldn't have gotten Black Adam. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I'm just
But they
saying.
would have just called it Adam.
Need something more.
They would have
modern.
called it Teth. They would have called it Teth. Adam.
All right, Harper, you're the only. So we all love this movie. You hated this movie.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know that I'd say I
that's
love this movie. I think
Absolutely.
I would say that I'm probably closer to Harper than I am to you guys because I do have problems. Like I think it's so long. Like
It
I
is.
was
so long.
I was in that theater forever, and it was so hot.
Do you guys think that Black Adam was better?
No,
No, what? No,
Okay.
what?
No, come on.
What?
Just
Are you
making sure.
freaking
And that's a
out of
dumb
your-
question.
your what? No, I'm sorry. Black Adam's best scene is not better than the worst scene in this movie. Like, come on, dude.
I'm just
Are
making
you
sure.
serious?
I'm just confirming, you know.
tell him the fish
Like,
man sent you.
This is for me MCU
Fishman.
average, but MCU average is better than most DC good. Just saying. Like,
Okay, fair enough. Is there anything
we should probably
bad about this movie?
I was just want to say we should talk about Killmonger though. That was
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm glad they committed to that, and I also like the
It was a
fact
good
that-
choice.
Well, the ancestral plane, I mean, is more than ever confirmed to be like a legit place. It's not just a dream sequence that they have. It's not a
What do you
LSD
mean?
trip from the herb. Well, because he seemed like an act, like the way he was talking about events that had happened. He also was talking like the guy that we knew that Shuri, I don't really think got to, know that much about. Like he explained his story. He explained his motivations. I like the fact that he
Are you?
also hasn't
You're just like
changed
me.
too.
You mean it's a
Yeah, well, I
physical
like-
place?
Well, not a physical place, but
Because
I think
but
the
they
spirits
explained it in
actual-
Moon Knight. Well, yeah, it's
Well,
like
ye-
the same places. Like it's all different cultures just believe in this one place, and then that place manifests itself as whatever.
Yeah, because
the
Mark
culture
Spector
says.
went
Yeah, but I-
somewhere else, and yeah.
Like the Field of
No, but I'm
Reeds and
just
the
sa-
ancestral plane are the same thing. It's just
It's not like you
depends
go to
on
the
what
ancestral
you believe
plane.
in.
Shuri
Yeah.
turns the corner. Tony Stark's in the chair.
Fuck.
That would've been so-
That would be
Stan Lee's in the
that-
chair.
Hey kid.
that would actually that would Can you imagine the reactions? It would just be, huh? Can you imagine if she turns around and it's The Rock doing this pose?
It's Black Adam.
Like,
Yeah, on the
what?
chair.
No, but like I think it confirms more than ever that the spirits are like real, like they're real people. You know,
Like,
the
well, we
hear there's a-
perception.
It's a place.
No, but I don't know. I always was like, are
You're
they
saying it's
gonna-
not
are
like
they-
it's not like a visualization of that person, but it actually is that person's spirit.
yeah, like it doesn't.
Killmonger.
It didn't,
Okay, all right, yeah, sure.
it
I
didn't like the way it was constructed in this. It didn't feel like an LSD trip, and they're seeing what.
Well, no, like Tyler's
They
right.
want to
Like
see.
there, it depends on your belief because there's even like Valhalla and the
They
Thor
want to see,
movies.
so they can have some catharsis.
No, but
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. I think Marvel is leaning
he's-
more into
yeah.
like the fact that these
He's
like, the
saying that,
afterlife
like-
is real, which
he's saying, like,
historically,
you-
as we know for real life, is not true.
he's making his opinions. He's saying that like it's actually Killmonger's soul. It's actually like when T'Challa
Yeah.
saw his dad, it's actually his father's soul. Like it's not just some version of them that you see. It's actually
It's not a vision.
their
yeah.
soul.
Yeah,
Which
that's what I'm
I
saying.
understand that. It was
And I-
cool
like,
to see Killmonger because it's like
It was.
it showed that Shuri, like, she wasn't really all there. Like she was ready to burn everything. Like the fact that
Yeah.
that's who she saw, she
Makes sense.
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It was kind of like it was kind of a shock. I didn't actually think we'd see him. I don't know why I didn't think that. I it's kind of obvious.
I mean,
obviously now,
I
was
think we kind of
expecting it.
had to because they're not going to
Yeah.
show the Queen 10 minutes after she died, and you can't do Chadwick.
Oh, I was also maybe thinking it could have been her dad, like, but
He's
because he
dead as
also
well.
is dead, yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, but in real life as well.
well, then they could have got the young actor.
No, they would not.
Why would they
Come
do that?
on.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't.
yeah,
I forgot he died. But it made sense to see Killmonger because that also it makes it known in the movie that something is wrong when she's there.
Yes,
Like, oh,
exactly.
there's no reason she should be seeing this fucking guy. Like, I thought we were done with him.
I kind of wanted Eric to like call out to her, like when she's deciding whether or not to kill Namor, when she decides not to be like soft.
Pussy.
Yeah, I would have done it.
I would have done it. He would have already been stabbed.
Hey, did you see my fucking chest? Look at all.
I got the
these
Lego
marks.
pieces.
Yeah.
He looks cool though. I
It does
really
look cool.
enjoyed it.
But yeah, I just like that
He
they
always looks
seem
cool.
to have leaned into it in this. That it's like
I
it's
think they
real and
really
it
wish they
matters.
didn't kill him off though. Like if they could,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
undo
now
yeah,
in,
they
Black
do.
in
Panther,
hindsight,
they
now
wish
I
didn't
think
kill
they
him
know
off.
that. Yeah.
100%.
But that being said, like if they wanted him back, they absolutely could have brought him back.
I don't think
Yeah,
they
but
should
he
bring
would
him
team
back.
up
though.
with he would team up with Namor and rule the world. So,
Exactly. Like they can't.
stabbed
I
by-
don't.
it wouldn't work.
This much
No,
metal
but
in his
It's
chest.
like,
when
how
he
do you
was
bring him
superpowered.
back though? Like, I mean, like his character wise, he was never ever going to agree with anything anyone said. You can't change
Yeah.
that guy at all.
Actually,
Okay,
Sherry gets
okay.
way more stabbed than Eric ever did.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
does.
Yeah.
And Tyler, also
What?
this, your mother.
Oh, that's a good point,
You
actually.
didn't
counter,
think
good
about that,
counter.
did you?
Is there anything bad,
You can
guys?
counter that back. Call
on
him a
this
sussy
movie?
baka.
The worst thing
Anything
about this movie
bad?
is that it honestly makes me like the comic book version of Namor less and Atlantis. Like I'm like, I
Yeah, that's a
literally-
good point.
I
That's
look
a
at
good
it.
point.
I look at it now, and I'm just like, this is the most boring fucking thing I've. Namor McKenzie, fuck this guy. I praise Kul Khan.
Khan,
That's
yeah.
that's who
Yeah.
I want. That's my Namor.
It's a better character.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
I
far as
literally-
bad goes, I think when Wakanda's being flooded, there's a lot of green screen that you notice that's like really obvious.
There's quite a few. There's I mean,
Yeah.
the movie looks pretty good on the whole, but
What'd
there
you
are
think
a
of,
few times that-
What'd you guys think of Riri? We didn't really.
Oh,
talk
we didn't
about
even
her.
talk about
yeah.
Riri.
Yeah, the whole movie's about
She's
trying to kill her.
fine. She's okay. She's perfectly serviceable. She's fine.
She was. Yeah, I thought she was good. I'm surprised she's like in college. I thought they would go high school age, because isn't Shuri supposed to be like?
Yeah.
Not Shuri. Riri's like 16 or 17.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I would
college
pick,
makes
like
more
50s.
sense though.
But it looks like she went through her origin story already, right?
Yeah.
Her dad.
Yeah.
So, or unless we're probably gonna get that in the show, obviously. But
Probably. Yeah.
it's interesting that her suit is just like they don't even mention it as an Iron Man suit, but it just is.
That's
Like this.
the
I
only
thought-
part they
yeah.
say is Shuri
At the
goes,
beginning,
"Is
right?
this Stark tech?"
Yeah.
And she
like,
goes,
it-
"Fuck off!" I was like, oh, "Okay,
Yeah.
I guess we're not gonna." Yeah, I don't know. I was
I
so
wonder
sure
if
she was
they're-
gonna say, "I was there when Tony did the speech."
I
and
was
I
the
he was
kid
my
in the
hero.
helmet. I don't think that you
Yeah.
were.
I was the
I
kid.
don't
I was the
believe
kid
you.
in Iron Man 2. But Yeah, I thought that was weird. It seems like they might not even be trying to connect her to Tony at all, which is
Maybe
interesting.
not.
It might be for the better, honestly.
It might
Like,
be, yeah. Because
the
They're gonna
worst
call
thing
her
about
Panther
Ironheart,
instead.
the worst thing about Ironheart in the comics was that she was positioned as Tony's replacement. That
Yeah.
nuked her from day one, and that was the
it
unfortunate
did.
thing about it.
So
So
they made her better. Yeah.
if you don't
They did.
position her as Tony's replacement and you just position her as a character maybe a little inspired by him, that there's no expectations on her shoulder, you know? It's like Riri Williams, they introduce her in the stupidest fucking way where they go, you get 2 books. One of them is Riri Williams, a new character we just invented, and the other is Doctor Doom as Iron Man. And which one are you going to read? It's like, why even give me the fucking choice? Like, that was the dumbest thing they could have launched that character with.
I have a question.
What?
I mean, obviously, Shuri had to take the suit back at the end because it was, dangerous technology. Ironheart is obviously going to create another suit, otherwise you don't have a TV series. Does she show up in Armor Wars as someone Rhodey is trying to get the tech off?
I think definitely. I think she's absolutely
That
going to
makes sense.
I'm so
And
glad.
I-
I'm
she's-
so glad they didn't do like Uncle Rhodey, and it was gonna be like Rhodey's.
Oh,
those-
fuck. No,
I'm so glad they didn't do
That
that.
is the worst trope in history when you have 2 characters that are black or Asian or whatever, and then you go, what if they're like, remember when they introduced that girl in Rise of Skywalker, they went Lando's daughter.
Yeah.
Why?
And it actually kind of might have been, which was the dumbish. Remember they talk at the end and he's like, I lost my
let's
daughter. And she's
find
like, I
out.
went missing. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it's-
yeah,
and
that
you're
was
like,
so
are you-
stupid.
And they
Yeah.
don't address it. So you go, are you trying to allude to the dumbest thing I've ever heard? Or is that just nothing? Like, why?
No,
Why?
we're not saying that. We never said that.
No, but also it looked like Lando wanted to fuck her. So it's
Yeah.
very weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out in my tent.
Yeah, like, it's so strange.
Yeah.
In this movie, Okoye sees the Midnight Angel suit, and she's like, "That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen." I agree. It looks like
I
the
agree.
Predator, but blue.
I don't like it either.
I think it looked
And I
better in
also think
motion than it did on the screen. I also thought it was interesting that Io and Aneka in the comics, in this movie, they show that they're in a relationship, but in the comics, I think are the Midnight Angels. So it's interesting that they didn't, like, I thought that was weird. Like, you
Yeah.
have both of these characters. Why not make them the Midnight Angels? I get
yeah,
that
why not just do it?
Okoye could have just been, you're back on the Dora Milaje. I don't understand why they didn't.
Dude, it's
thought
fucked
that was
that
weird.
she gets booted by Queen Ramonda.
But it
and then
also
she
made a lot
dies
of
and
sense,
never
though.
gets forgiven.
It
But
does
she
make
never
sense.
gets forgiven. You're just like, oh.
Oh yeah, she
Oh,
dies before.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
But it did make sense. I realized, like, as Ramonda was like telling Okoye that she was trash, I was like, oh, every point she's making is like makes a lot of sense right now. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Every point she made, it made sense.
You're kind of trash right now.
But that's what she was saying. She was like,
Okoye, I need to be for real. You straight up trash, bro.
you're being you were just trash. You fired. You fired.
I think my theater only laughed at one thing in the whole movie, which I was like, wow, like this is.
Was it the
not a
makeup
terrible
on the
theater experience.
head? Was it the
No,
makeup?
no, it was the when Shuri first gets like the Black Panther powers and she punches the suit and it goes like flying, and then and she goes, oh shit. Like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that one got
yeah.
the big laugh and nothing else.
JD's theater cheers.
Yeah, you hit that suit.
I actually, it was kind of interesting. I know people say that the MCU is always undercutting, movies with humor, especially Thor just came out, but like this movie was really reserved, I thought.
Yeah,
know?
it's quite
In a way where
the
I'm like,
tone is
can we do this
But you
sometimes
couldn't,
a little
you
bit
couldn't
more?
make this a comedy. Like you
Yeah,
couldn't.
yeah.
That'd be odd, yeah.
I'm like, can we do this a little more? I like the goofy side of the MCU, but I like taking these things seriously. Like I'm happy that there was no joke at like Namor's expense, really. Like the feathers on his legs could have been so fucking stupid, and we're so
Yeah.
lucky that they never were. Like they were never dumb, and nobody. They kind of mentioned it, right? It's like somebody.
Well, they do. They
says
go.
something,
You said they
the
see
little
him-
wings on his feet.
Yeah, do you see the
right?
wings on his feet?
Yeah, and then we move on. We
Well,
move
they
past it.
say
I'm so
that in like
happy.
fear. though.
Yeah, I'm happy that like it could have been so easy. That was the main thing going into Namor in this. I was like, is he gonna look dumb as fuck? And he just didn't.
Nah, he
Like,
looks
we
so
got-
cool.
He looked
Dude,
so cool. He rose out like
MVP
Moto.
MV M'Baku just being like, I say we kill the fish man. I was like, yeah.
And during
like
the
that
fight when he sees
he does
Namor,
nothing.
he's like, the
Fuck,
fish man.
it's funny. The
I love
fish man,
I
yeah.
love that he went from let's kill the fish man to we can never kill
We
this
can
guy.
never kill. Yeah, that is interesting to think, isn't it?
Because he's like, this guy's strong as fuck, and also I heard what they call him, and it kind of scares me. Like that's what he was saying.
Is there anything else you guys want to add, or
It was good, Chadwick.
I'm sure there's
They
plenty of
changed it. I
there's
just think
plenty of stuff.
I was really afraid at the end that when she was sitting on the beach mourning, I was really afraid they would do something really cheesy where they'd have like a hand like on her shoulder and then it would cut to black or something. Like I was so afraid that they would.
Can you imagine?
That was you got that a little late, my friend.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
what
just
did you laugh at?
realized what you're saying. Like,
But yeah, that was like I was happy that they didn't show any silhouette or anything like him in a distance. I'm so happy they didn't show like Ghost Chadwick or Ghost T'Challa. Like we're so
Remember
lucky
the
they
Rise
didn't
of
do that.
Skywalker where she looks out over the Tatooine desert and you see it's just that, but it's Chadwick
Yeah,
Boseman.
like that would have
Freedom
been the
of-
worst thing ever.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that they didn't do that. I'm happy that they knew that they couldn't. You know,
What'd you guys think of Doctor Doom?
oh, he was
He
great.
was,
I'm so happy to see him.
shocking.
Yeah,
concept art.
blew my mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and the whole theater.
Same
they-
guy from the old movies.
I kind of realized why they cut his scene, or why they didn't do
I don't.
that.
Did
in
they
the end.
cut him?
was it in
maybe
there in the
never
first
existed.
place? Yeah,
Yeah,
it might
maybe
not
it
have.
never existed.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
understand why they did it. If it was on the table, like we can introduce Doctor Doom in this movie, I understand why they did it. But the original rumor was that in the first act, they would have people from a different country trying to take Wakanda or trying to take vibranium.
Oh yeah, it all fit.
Which that
Yeah,
happened. Yeah,
That did happen, yeah. So
I was like,
it makes me
oh.
think that it was a plan, but they decided to cut
Mhm.
it.
Well, it's
Whether they
also
filmed it or
interesting
not, I
that
don't
this
know.
movie is definitively, like this is where we end phase 4, and we don't really set up anything to go
No,
next. Like I thought that was
Ant-Man's
kind of,
next.
but I thought that was kind of for the
that's
best.
the
Like
movie that's
let us
yeah.
sit on this, like let us.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like, I guess, as far as phase 4 goes, phase 4 is supposed to be, dealing with grief. That's the main overlying thing, and you can see that in Peter
WandaVision.
Parker. You can see that in Wanda. Wanda goes on the exact wrong
Yeah.
arc. Like that's the overarching thing
true.
of, Hawkeye's dealing with it in his show, and that's the
Werewolf
whole
by
thing about
Night.
phase 4. So now it's like phase 4 ends. We dealt with the grief post Endgame,
Kinda,
like that's what it
sort of.
was, and then now it's like, now we go into like this
Multiverse.
way, yeah. This is where
Now-
we step off into the bigger.
I
bigger
didn't. I actually
picture.
didn't think of it like that, and I'm glad you said that. I don't think I realized that. So this is the last movie of Phase 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that kind of makes more sense because I've been just like, when are we gonna when's the net? And it's very easy because like the
When are
first
we
two
starting?
phases
Yeah.
of Marvel weren't go go go. It was a slow build. Like I shouldn't. Yeah, it's like being
But it
offended
was-
that Ultron is the villain in the second Avengers and not Thanos.
But they were
immediately.
always talking about Infinity Stones, and they're always appearing. in
Yeah.
things. So that's.
But that
what
being said, I
connected
mean,
everything.
it makes sense now. We've set Kang up in Loki. He's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a main character in Ant-Man, and if Ant-Man's the start of Phase 5, that makes a lot of sense going forward as to like bigger and
But yeah,
bigger things.
I wonder if you have to now look at these phases as one cohesive thing. If we look at this phase, like, does it make it better knowing that this is the overlying theme going through everything? Ways of dealing with
Mhm.
grief. Even Shang-Chi, Wenwu deals with it wrong and he becomes, leader of the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
Again. Like it's in everything. That was this phase was dealing with grief. The good ways to do it, the wrong ways to do it, and how do you do it collectively? And the fact that the end of
She-Hulk.
this phase, all about grief. I mean, we saw that show, didn't we?
I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did. We grieved for 9 weeks. Yeah.
But the fact I think that this movie is as big as it is, and that this Marvel is as big as it is, and this phase has been as big as it is, and it all just ends with a shot of Sherry crying, dealing with it. I think
Yeah.
that's, and we're moving on. It's like, I think that's really powerful,
And now we're gonna get Ant-Man versus
and,
Kang.
and then we go into Ant-Man, and then shit.
Yeah. It's going to be
know.
the stupidest thing you've ever seen.
But it's gonna
Exactly.
be so exciting. At the
Yeah.
same time, we're
Yeah,
gonna go,
yeah,
let's go.
Yeah. So I think, I wonder if looking back on phase 4 like that makes it a bit more cohesive, because that was always the argument, was phase 4 feels like everything's everywhere. I was literally about to say
Yeah.
everything, everywhere, all at once.
All at once. I almost did that before as well.
But
I
it feels like
legitimately-
it feels like everything is kind of separated. Nothing's really connected. But like thematically, now we see that this was what we were trying to say. You know, I think
yeah,
that
and it's
maybe
also that
makes it
Phase
look maybe
4
better looking backwards.
like Phase 4 feels so disconnected from Phase 3 and
Yeah.
backwards. Like it
Mhm.
feels so completely different. And it must be hard for Phase 4 knowing, I mean, not that Phase 4 is a sentient being that gives a fuck, but you know, Marvel
must be
have set
hard
it
for
up.
Phase 4.
Yeah, poor Phase 4, it doesn't realize. But you know, Phase 4 being the first of whatever's next, obviously there's a lot of setup here. It basically is the Phase 1 going forward. And now you look at it, it is really like I am super pumped to see the next Avengers movie where you've got Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Daredevil, Werewolf by
Like
Night,
I like that we've set this up.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
like yeah, Shang-Chi. Like it's so dude, the next shot where it's like boom, boom.
Oh, it's gonna be
the
like
coolest thing
50
you'd ever
characters.
see.
Yeah.
It's so fucking Sam Wilson, Captain America at the forefront with fucking Shang-Chi and a werewolf behind him. Maybe
I
Man
think
Thing's
I
there.
think you're.
Like,
I don't know if Werewolf by Night's gonna be there as prominently
he
as
was
you
on the-
want, man.
he was on the Disney thing. He was on that. He was on that.
So
he
was
was.
King
Parks post.
Hulk or King
Yeah.
Thanos or something.
Okay, all right, okay. But remember, Marvel said your mother.
Oh,
Oh,
It's-
Moving on.
that's a good point. Yeah, that is a
Got
good
him.
No, you
point.
can't.
He's got.
got me
he's got-
again,
yeah.
Flash.
You can't argue with
What?
that. I guess. Do you guys have a final rating you want to give Wakanda Forever?
I want to hear
Yeah,
Harper's
no.
number first. Harper go first. Harper go first.
Like it's
Be
a
careful.
6 out of 10. I could see it being a 7.
Wow. Okay, for me it's 8.
Yeah,
Fuck,
I
man.
guess 8.
8.
I don't know. I don't really.
I really like
8 is
it.
very, but like I give movies 8 that I fucking love. So maybe I'm a bit harsher too. Like,
No, but we talked about how your little
Yeah,
thing
you
is
have,
like
like,
the
different
stupidest thing ever.
You have like a huge
It's so
diagram.
stupid.
You're just
It's
like,
not-
"Hey,
it's
can
just-
we
I love
find-"
okay.
I love Harper's little denial. It's not stupid.
Listen,
My mom
listen.
told me it was good.
all right, listen here, cunt. Listen here, cunt. It's just a way of breaking down movies into sections. all
What
right?
do you
That's
rate
all it
the
is.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
All right.
Turtles from the
10.
90s? Okay.
10. Suck
Yeah.
my nuts. Go
What do
ninja,
you
rate
go
Black
ninja,
Adam?
go.
That no, that's
10
Secret
as
of
well.
News. That's
All right,
Secret
well, I
of
have
I'm
a
News.
trying
que-
to figure
I-
out like
I
the
gotta-
parameters.
Harper, I got a question though. Like the
Yeah.
question about your rating thing is like, who asked?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah,
I mean,
no!
technically,
No!
I did ask.
I'm sorry. no, Tyler. No, you got me.
All
I think an
Tyler
8
also
is. I
says
think 8
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
And JD,
Tyler basically just told you his name is Asac Schrader. You can go fuck
Trader,
yourself.
you go fuck
Go
yourself.
fuck yourself.
I'm between 6.5 and 7, somewhere in that range.
Yeah,
It's good.
I think anywhere around there. I think there's a sprint.
so close
Mhm.
to your Black Adam rating. Got it.
What was my Black Adam rating?
Black Adam for me.
There was
that's
no way
a-
that's close to my Black
that's-
Adam rating. I'm not.
That
You,
movie.
you gave Black Adam like an 8 out of 10, so I don't want to.
I gave it 6.
That's absurd. Hunter. See, that's
6.
see 6 to me. That's a movie worth watching. If someone said to me, "Yeah,
I
I'll give it a
thought
6," I'd be like, "Okay."
fine.
Yeah, but you're an idiot.
Thank God he cut out there.
You could have said any. Oh, never mind.
You cut out there. Harper.
Oh, did I?
You just went. You're an.
I didn't know
it'll-
that. That's gonna sound great listening back.
I was gonna say here comes the purple again.
Oh fuck.
I'm actually in a room right now where I
Really?
can- where
Wow.
you know,
There you go.
Oh, here he
Oh, the callback.
goes.
He is inevitable.
You kind of look. I
And he's
kind of.
frozen.
You kind of hot in that light, bro. God damn.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was thinking that too, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, you looking good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Okay, news of the week. Not a lot. It was the main thing where Kevin Conroy death, Chadwick Boseman, and the Queen. But those 3 deaths aside, the Cosmos Circus reports that MCU Spider-Man and Spider-Man PS4 will be in a sorry. You guys are laughing. Oh, we got this. We got this. Tom Holland Spider-Man and Spider-Man PS4 will be in Across the Spider-Verse.
You can't just slowly slip that in there. Expect us to get back on track, man. Come on.
I'm sorry, I broke it. That's on me. That's on me.
Fuck
But yeah,
me.
this is the report.
Dude, Kevin Conroy died today. The Queen was like a month ago, and Chadwick was
still,
years
what,
ago.
you still
You
years
listed it
ago.
like it happened all today.
All this week. This was the worst week ever.
Jesus Christ. Carrie Fisher.
Bowie,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
All right,
Fuck.
Cosmo Circus, Spider-Man,
Do
MCU
you- do
Spider-Man,
you believe
Spider-Man
that?
PS4. I kind of do. I feel like why not?
Spider-Man PS4 I buy. I don't know about Tom Holland.
I say why not?
Well, because I just think then they have to
Okay, that
reference
doesn't
that in
make
the
it
next.
real.
They have to
I
reference that in the
say
next
why not?
MCU movie. Then
Yeah,
you think they're gonna do that?
But Tyler, I say why
Yeah.
not?
But
But he says, why not? So, well, based off of that, yeah, I guess.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. But why not?
I actually do think this is gonna happen.
What about Toby and Andrew?
I don't think Toby and Andrew know. I think maybe they'll be referenced, but I don't see them like
I hope.
voicing
Oh,
a role.
Tom will go like, I've met other Spider-Man before, but
Yeah.
And then
it'll be
winks
like
into
that.
the camera.
Yeah,
no,
his
I just don't
lens.
buy it because if it's Tom Holland Spider-Man, that means that it's Tom Holland Spider-Man, and then when we see him in the next movie, he has to like reference that this
It used to be
happened.
animated.
Yeah.
That's what he says. Yeah, essentially. I seriously,
I don't know.
why not?
I don't know.
We're in
I
the
think
multiverse arc
PS4.
in the MCU.
I buy PS4.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to the Holland stuff. They just set up like so much like deep Peter shit. No way.
No Way Home.
He's like a depressed boy. He can't be animated.
That's your reason that he can't be.
That's my
animated.
He's a depressed boy. He can't be animated.
Yeah, we were gonna have Tom Holland in this, but he's not feeling up that, you know, he's
He's
not
not
doing
sad
so
enough
good.
right
While,
now.
while Ned is getting his homework paid for at MIT by Riri Williams, you know, like he's living life. Tom Holland's just sad. He's working at like a deli.
Yeah. Okay. Is he working at a deli?
Oh wait, no, that was MJ work. That was
You
MJ
made
work.
that
Never
part
mind.
up. Just,
Like he could be like a photographer for the Daily Bugle. I feel like that makes
It's
more
okay.
I
sense.
don't even think the
No.
Daily Bugle really
At a
exists.
deli.
It's like a
No, but-
podcast.
Guys,
But
You know
JD
he-
said, why not? So
you saw where
there-
his apartment is in No Way Home. There's no fucking way he works at a deli. That apartment was like the apartment where it is must be like $3,000 a month.
It's a good point.
He's working at a deli.
That's like movie money. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Movie
you-
money.
movie
Tony
money.
Stark definitely left him like a cool millie, like when he
Yeah,
died.
Tom Holland Spider-Man made
Maybe.
money from being in No Way Home, dude. That movie made so
Oh,
much
yeah.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
got
true,
a
that's good
percent of the
point,
profits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
movie made so much money. But yeah, okay, so Tyler doesn't believe MCU Spider-Man. JD doesn't believe MCU Spider-Man. Do you believe PS4 Spider-Man, JD?
Yeah, that's plausible.
And Harper?
Plausible like you're on Mythbusters.
Oh, that's plausible.
It's plausible. Yep. Do I?
you
I
believe
don't
this?
really give a shit either way.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, wait. What about the other news for Across Spider-Verse? Do you have that? Daniel Kaluuya is going to be Spider-Punk.
Yes, I
That's
do.
that
yeah.
is some good shit.
That's
now.
that's good.
That
shit,
makes me
yeah.
feel like that Spider-Punk's actually going to be like a main character in this movie rather than just.
Well, they said
another
how many
Spider-Man.
characters do they say is going to be in this? Like 250 or something like
Yeah.
that. And obviously, not every character is going to be like a main character.
No,
but if
not
they're
every
casting
character's
him
even gonna have
for
a
it,
line.
definitely.
They just said there's 250 like character models, so they have to build.
Hmm.
So that includes.
I think
like,
that's. I
background
think his. I think
characters.
that's a really good choice for voice actor.
Me
Is he
too.
going to be British or is he going to do a voice?
Oh, he's
I think
gonna be
probably
British.
gonna be British, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be British.
It makes it more fun.
He has to be.
Spider-Punk.
I'm looking forward to that for sure. And the last bit of news that I've written down is James Gunn posting Lobo.
Oh, what did he do? This? What did he tweet? Oh no!
What did he post this time?
Oh no!
It's on the new social
he
media
saw
network.
Expendables 3. He rewatched it.
Elon, take the account down. Elon.
But yeah, he posted Lobo. No, and Jason Momoa seems very excited over this.
He posted Lobo no homo.
Lobo, no-
Why would you think that?
Why would you say? Because you went Lobo no, and then you just started saying something else. I was like, why are you saying?
It is
that?
James Gunn. James Gunn said it, not me.
And then James Gunn. James Gunn is now. I was about to say James Gunn is using Twitter weird, but again, we know this. But
We know.
James Gunn, he he might have tweeted something like, who's a character you want to see in a DC movie? And people are like, we're responding with people. I'm like, is this the way to communicate now? Like, are you gonna like,
Yeah, just
you know what I
ask
mean?
on Twitter.
Yeah, but seriously, like, is he gonna take every character that people say? He's not.
No.
So why even ask? Well, why even ask?
I think he's just trying to build hype.
Why not? Why not?
Being like, yeah, we
Yeah,
can use
why
any
not? Yeah.
character here. We could do any character. So I think he's just.
They
trying
said
to
they
build
have
hype.
it like a 10-year plan or something, which
Yeah.
they always say, but
Yeah,
Why,
I
why
actually
didn't they have
buy
a
it.
10-year plan 10 years ago though? That's what I
They-
think.
Hey,
apparently did.
we all enjoyed the Flash 2018, Cyborg 2019, Justice League Part 2 2020, Green Lantern Corps 2020.
2020. Yeah.
yeah.
You-
Well, those are
you
all
know,
great movies.
that's-
That's the difference.
That's actually, we've done in the past like our, popular characters that we don't like.
Mhm.
That's Lobo for me. I fucking hate Lobo.
I thought you were gonna say that's
Like-
James Gunn for me.
It's James Gunn. Yeah.
Does
It's my-
anybody really care about Lobo though? Remember when they
I
made
don't.
him like
people
like
for some reason like Lobo?
the biggest
The main man.
like when Lobo became that weird new 52 version of him, that
That
was the
was
only
weird.
time where
That
I
was-
was
that was
like,
weird and
okay, sure, people can be mad about this, but anytime Lobo does anything else, does anybody actually
Isn't he a
care?
Red Lantern in Injustice, like in the Injustice comics?
I have
Yes.
no idea.
Who cares?
That,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
cool.
Who
That- I'm
cares?
saying that's
Who
the only
cares?
thing. That's the only time I've cared about Lobo.
Do you
was
think
when
they could? They're probably
You
trying to
know you
position
did
The only-
not care about him.
The only time you've cared about
They're the
Lobo
only that
is
you
the
can't even
time where
name
you
it.
had to ask,
Injustice.
Yeah.
hey, didn't
Fuck
he-
off, Hunter. That's not
you
real.
didn't
I'm saying that's the most
remember.
You're not.
interesting
You
thing I
can't fool
think
me anymore.
they've
That's not
done.
real.
I think he was in Injustice 1 or something, wasn't he? It was DLC maybe.
Oh, he was.
I think I might have
Oh,
been.
that,
He
that's
was,
really
yeah.
the only time
They
I
don't
ever
call
cared
me the
about him.
main
This
man
thing
for
Tyler
nothing.
just told
That's
me
what he
about.
says.
Yeah. Frag
But he
off.
it's I think
You can't
I
say
think
frag. That's a bad word.
I hope to God they don't try to position Lobo as like their Deadpool. You know,
I thought you were
he's-
gonna
he-
say they're
he's-
Iron Man.
yeah, Lobo's the main character going
I
forward.
am
I'm
Lobo.
inevitable, and I'm the main man.
But I hope they don't try to do that because that would be so frustrating if Lobo was just like, you know what I mean? Because he's he's the super powered, super healing murderer guy who goes, you know what
He's
I
the
mean?
mercenary.
He's
yeah.
Space
Yeah.
Deadpool.
He is
Yeah.
Space Deadpool.
He's got that
essentially.
dog called Dog. He's
Yeah.
just a dumb character. I think he's fun because he's dumb, but I don't really care to see him do it.
He's a first act villain. Like he's a Crossbones.
Well, I
I don't
like
think-
you know when
Yeah.
like in some Superman stories, like Lobo's like the first alien he ever fought. I think that's
Here we
kind of
go
cool. That's
again,
all I care
fucking
about Lobo.
Superman.
Or I like when Batman blew his head up in Justice League versus Suicide Squad, but that's it. Like, who cares?
Don't even remember
Lobo,
that.
he's like, you
love
heal.
Justice
He's like,
League
you
versus
heal.
Suicide Squad.
I
Hunter. That was
don't.
like your favorite 2016 comic.
You know, I think I
I
have it
don't
in
think
my
I
drawer
don't.
right now for some
You have it
reason.
signed
but
by
I'm
Jim
not
Lee. I
gonna
don't want to
take
hear
out.
it.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you
Take
had
it
that
out.
signed by him.
Wow, Jim
Take
Lee
it
didn't even
out.
work on that.
Yeah, he did.
No,
Didn't he do
Fat Buck.
covers for that?
No, he did covers probably. He does covers for everything.
He didn't work on that. I mean, he probably did work on that, but he didn't work on it.
Oh, you
I
do
could've
have
sworn
it.
those Jim Lee art.
Yeah,
on
I
that.
wasn't. Why would I lie about that? Yeah, that's what that's what I lied about. Like, oh, I have Justice League versus Suicide Squad. Show it. Oh, well, I don't really want to do it right now. Why would I lie? Just Batman blows his head up at some point. Here it is.
Find the page. We don't end this podcast until you find the page.
Lobo sucks.
There we go.
Wow, it's a whole page. Jesus. Wow, you
Yeah,
really
it's a-
you blew that guy's head
People
off.
seem to think that Jason Momoa.
Why was the
is
page all
playing him.
sticky when you opened it?
What would you
Don't-
say to
why would you
that,
mention that
Hunter?
on
Would you
camera?
You say you like his head getting blown off? No.
Way home.
No, well played. Well played. Oh, that's what you were gonna say the first time. Lobo, no way home.
Can you imagine they made Lobo No Way Home? That would be the best movie
Wasn't
ever.
Lobo was in Krypton? That show.
There you go. There's
Oh, he
one
was
version.
too. He
Yeah,
was
so
too.
you
There's
do
one
Jason
version of Lobo,
Momoa,
then
yeah.
Injustice Lobo, and then
Is
Jason
he in,
Momoa Lobo.
was he in Smallville? I feel like he'd be in Smallville.
I feel like
Maybe?
he was. I feel like he was actually.
Everyone was in Smallville.
It's true.
Everyone was in Smallville. Lobo Smallville.
Was he?
There's a character called Stephen Lobo. Is that an
I don't
actor?
remember.
Oh, it's the actor who played the Spectre was Stephen Lobo.
Oh,
Okay, so you have Steven Lobo, you have Krypton Lobo, and you have Jason Momoa.
your
It
name
was his live action. His live action debut was in was in Krypton. But then
Yeah, he's
also
not
you
in
check
Smallville.
if you Google Lobo live action, the third picture that comes up is a picture of him with Michael Bay. So and it says Michael Bay's Lobo movie reportedly still in development.
What?
This was 2019.
Hey, yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
well, who's saying
They're gonna make Dave Bautista Lobo. If they
I was
was
gonna
for-
say I
it
saw
was-
that. I
yeah.
saw that photo as well. That goes
Yeah.
extraordinarily.
Oh, who's got issues
hard.
with fucking brightness now? Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
charge
it was
your
like
phone. Charge your phone.
Tyler.
dumbass.
You said that, and it was slowly coming into
Word
like
low.
focus. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. Instead.
It says it was announced in February of 2018. Marvel releases Black Panther and DC goes, "We're making Lobo."
Lobo.
we're
And it's-
following this
No,
movement.
we're making
We're
Lobo,
finally
and
doing
Michael
it.
Bay's directing it.
This is
That
like
was
Black
their-
Panther
that
for
was-
losers.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Black
yeah.
Panther for losers.
I thought that was Joker.
That was actually Black
Fuck.
Adam.
Dude, that meme that was like Black Adam is Black Panther for bald people. Fuck, that's so good. It's so good.
Oh yeah, Ryan
man.
Gosling was in Black Panther.
That was a shock. I thought they would be the new T'Challa.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Mhm.
Anyways, that's the news of the week. Comics. Did anyone read Dark Crisis besides JD and I?
No, I heard about it. I saw a part where Doomsday punches John, and then Clark catches him and goes not
It's
again
actually,
or something
it's
like
actually
that.
not a bad John. Like they have a good few John pages in there.
Mhm. It's actually, yeah, this was I think the best issue.
But also
Dark
the
Crisis.
ending kind of made me be like, eh.
Oh, yeah,
think I saw
yeah.
the
big,
ending as well.
big like Titan Deathstroke. I was just like, eh.
Is it just
It was
like
a bit
is
weird
it-
with Doomsday when Superman came down and said, "Been a while since anyone."
He did what?
This.
Those are like two
Ah, God
like,
damn
hero
it.
story references for one thing.
That was
saw
the
last-
first one of the episodes.
I've been waiting for someone to say "come" like the entire episode. I'm like, come on, do
What?
it, come on, come on.
You've been waiting
Hit
for
me,
someone to
come on.
what?
Was it weird when T'Challa's son's just like been a while since the world's made?
Yeah, T'Challa's son walked down the beach. Since anyone in the world this nervous.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, the last page is
That's what T'Challa's said. I saw that.
Deathstroke.
I think that looks
Yeah,
so fucking
that's-
stupid. Like I don't
That
know
looks
what's going
stupid
on.
as
I
hell.
saw that
There's
page.
one
I got
issue
flashbacks
left.
to the
I heard
Strike
this.
Force.
I heard this issue described, and I don't know if this is true because I haven't read it. Obviously, I heard it described as Joshua Williamson just smashing his action figures around. Is that true?
Yeah, that's
Like,
This
is
is my
this
favorite
story-
panel of it.
Does this
Black
story
Adam.
have a plot?
John?
Oh no, the JD. There's a better panel where Mr. Terrific and Black Adam are together, and Black Adam's just like everyone's dying, and Mr. Terrific says, "Can you shut up, Black Adam?"
Did someone send that to The Rock?
Yeah, he said, "Would you shut?" Yeah, Black Adam says, "These heroes are no match for." Would you shut up, Black Adam?
Like
It's
the
awesome.
whole. So the Justice League like makes their way back in this episode.
They're alive. They're already alive.
Like they make their way back, and like it's a cool looking page. I mean, the art's obviously great, but like
Oh, it's a
you
great
don't
page.
feel anything. You're just like, oh, okay, the Justice League's back. Yeah, like it
That's the
looks cool,
page.
but
They.
Mhm.
But
Well, I'm
how
talking
many
about the
times
page-
have we seen that page?
Yeah,
I was gonna say
That's
it's
in
like
every-
Dark Side
every
War
book.
when the Lantern
Okay,
Dark Side
okay.
War. Yeah.
Hunter,
and-
Hunter, I was talking about the page where like Barry and Hal like put their knuckles together, and it's like Barry
yeah.
says "in brightest day," and Hal says "run, Barry, run."
Mhm.
Again, that's kind of throwing your action figures together and just giving out their
Hey,
catchphrases. and
Hunter.
stuff.
Hunter, how much are you putting in my PayPal account, buddy?
Yeah, how much do I owe you?
400, I
$5,000.
believe.
Oh my god.
Hey, I was right. We were fucking right. You were wrong. Tyler and I were both right. I don't owe you a fucking hardcover omnibus because there weren't two Black Panthers. You're an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was so dumb
Wait,
of you, man.
Why is it Tyler and I? It should be Tyler, JD, and I. I also didn't think there was two black.
Oh, Jaded. All
Look
of
it
us against the idiot. Yeah, sorry,
My bad,
sorry.
my bad.
Well, I don't
the
even know why
townsfolk
Village
versus
idiot,
the simple.
Hunter.
It's like we can just assume anything he says is going to turn out wrong. What was the last thing Hunter said that turned out to be right?
JD was gonna be single for the rest of his life.
Wow,
sorry,
dude.
I'm sorry. As soon as I
Wow.
started talking, I was like, I have to
Oh.
stop, Hunter, stop.
He was.
He
chose
sorry,
a war.
though.
He
JD,
chose a war.
I'm so sorry. I actually feel bad there. That was a joke. I know there's someone right for you.
Book me a flight to Edmonton right now. Tell him the Man in Black sent you.
I was gonna say, hey Tom, get the makeup ready. We're going to Edmonton. We're going.
Imagine that he's like, we don't do it when we get to Canada. He's got the Joker makeup on the flight to
Yeah,
Canada.
on the plane.
In the airport.
Oh, I'm ready, JD, and he's just powdering up.
Have you guys made any more plans for that Superman marathon you guys are doing?
No, I mean, I'm a last minute kind of guy.
Well, but there's no time limit here.
It'll probably be in like 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know. I'll try to do it.
2 weeks? All right.
That's very soon. Like you've thrown that out there. No way to back that
We'll
up.
see. I got a camera. I got HBO Max. We'll be fine.
All right. Looking forward to it. Have fun editing.
Bada bing. Bada boom.
Editing. I was just gonna post.
I gotta do what?
I was just gonna post all of Superman 78 on YouTube. That won't get taken down, right?
Oh,
It will be good.
jeez.
And Man of Steel back to back.
Yeah,
one
Man
video.
of Steel. It'll be like a let's play, or it'll be a reaction video, but it's just the whole movie and like a little camera at the bottom of you guys watching.
Oh, don't say let's play. That's a sore spot for Tyler and I these days.
It kind of is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, God.
I don't know why.
No, that's all right. Doesn't matter.
But yeah, I did enjoy this issue, but it was just a fight scene.
It doesn't feel like a crisis. It does not feel like a crisis.
How does this book end in any way that means anything?
The Infinite Earths are
Yeah,
back.
there's only
That's
one.
it.
There's only one issue left.
Isn't the final page going to be the JSA running like saying we're
Yeah,
back
and
on
then-
a big
and then-
splash page?
yeah. And then them going, everything matters.
Yeah, everything matters.
Hunter, there was a page where John like goes like head on at the villains and he says a job for Superman, but he doesn't set it up by saying like this looks like. He just yells out a job for. It's so awkward. Like Yara Flor's like, John, what are you doing? And then he just goes to punch Darkseid and he goes, a job for Superman. Like, you're supposed to say like this is like it's time for, or like
Yeah,
this looks
this looks
like
shit.
Yeah. But yeah, he
Let's
does
be real. He's shit.
Because like this book, it starts with the Justice League are dead. And then it's going to end and the Justice League are going to be alive. And it's just going to be the exact same as it was right before, like an issue before the book started. They killed them one issue before. And then
it's just a big fight scene.
But it's so dumb. Like, why kill them? They did nothing with Justice League could have been dead for a while and it could have meant anything. It doesn't mean anything.
You think DC could have like a Secret Wars type event like built up and like don't?
No, I don't think they can anymore,
cool, man.
I don't think they can.
Could
I
they?
think they're terrified. I think I don't know what DC is so scared of nowadays of making a book matter, but they don't care. I think that because it would be, they have 50 Batman books, right? Like I know we talked about this a lot, but there's 50 Batman books, and like every other character gets one. How the hell are they going to build a story?
Flash gets one,
Hunter, I've
Wonder Woman
got an-
gets one, Superman gets two. Every other character doesn't get any.
Yeah.
Hunter, I've got an idea for the name of this episode. We call it The Death of DC Comics Again, Part 2.
We call it the Death of the Queen.
Oh man. Oh,
We could.
The Death of the Queen in parentheses. Which one? Question mark.
That could be good. Could be good. Yeah, I mean, it's a good issue, but this event has been disappointing because it feels like, Tyler's right. It doesn't mean anything. The Infinite Earths are back, but that's it.
Like at the
What
end
does
of it,
that
is
mean,
there gonna be a
though?
single-
Weren't they
what-
already back?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
They
But
weren't
it's
back
just like
before. No, it's
DC's
just 52.
going back but that's the thing is like who fucking cares? The Infinite Earths existed. They did Crisis, they didn't exist. They did Infinite Crisis, they existed again. They did Flashpoint, they didn't exist. They do this, they're back again. Who fucking
And then they had
cares?
Snip,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah, who
Wait,
cares?
Didn't we just have fucking Molecule Man and Reed Richards make? Oh no, wrong. Sorry, that's
The Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I
But it's
read,
like who
I read the first appearance of
actually
Molecule Man,
cares?
and I'm like, man, this guy's never gonna amount to anything. Oh wait,
Secret Wars. Yeah.
That's what, but like DC needs that. DC needs someone to like build a story that fucking matters.
when will
And
Hickman come to DC?
Hickman do what?
He-
He'll do what?
No, Hickman's writing something new for Marvel now, so not.
Yeah, they just
for a
need
long
someone
time.
like. Does Williamson have those long-term ideas?
Yeah.
They need someone with like a plan, and I don't
Like,
know if
I'm
that's
actually
Joshua
pretty excited for
Williamson.
a Superman, but I just like I don't see it like any.
Who's writing? Who's going to be writing Justice? Are they going to relaunch Justice League? Have they said anything about that?
They probably will.
They
Who's going to
will,
write it?
but
Who's going to be on the
they-
team? It's going to
I
be
don't know.
Joshua Williamson again, probably.
Tom King Justice League.
It's
Everyone
gonna
said.
be me.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. Because it's like it's literally like it's either Joshua Williamson, Chip Zdarsky's busy. Who else is at DC right now? Like he's the only writer I can think of. It's
There's
Joshua
not a
Williamson,
lot.
Jeremy Adams, Jeff Johns, or Megan Fitzmartin.
Oh,
Who's gonna
gosh.
write Justice League?
No.
Wait.
Roll the
Yeah,
dice.
yeah.
It's literally like those are the only four Marvel DC writers I hear about at all.
Yeah, they really need to hire more.
There was a page in Dark Crisis where they like Jace Fox Batman pops up and like a little box in the bottom was like for to find out how Jace Fox got here, check out I Am Batman number 12. And I'm like, who's gonna do that?
I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
who's
Yeah.
No one
reading
reads
that?
that one panel and they're like, oh, but now we got to find out the context.
But now I got to read
Hunter-
11 to figure it
Hunter,
out.
can you roll a D20 on whether or not DC's about to go fucking bankrupt with these stories?
Yeah, give me a second. My dice
I got you.
Oh shit! Oh, he's what the? I didn't want you to actually do it. It's God.
But
No, it's
it really
it's an
feels
eight,
like they
they're fucked.
must be going bankrupt because it's like it's literally how many
It's-
writers do they have? They have they have 4 writers that I know about. They got Tom King, Josh Williamson, Jeremy Adams, and half of Jeff Johns.
What am I rolling?
Who's he
Go
doing
on,
his
roll
Image
it.
comic stuff? He's doing his like Mad Ghost universe.
Yeah, so like what else? Who else do they have? Literally, who else do they have?
They have me.
Roll
they
it.
don't.
Oh, the
No.
acclaimed writer of Night of the West.
Yeah.
They have me. Yeah.
They
Okay, what am I
claim to be
rolling for?
Justice League from the West.
Roll. If you roll high, it means DC's fine. If you roll low, they're fucked.
16. It's not bad.
Oh,
That's
all
they're on the
right.
comeback.
all right, here we go. This is it.
Dude,
Dawn
we
of the
got it.
DCU.
It's good.
Yeah.
Slow start,
Ooh.
but it's happening.
I'll save that for next week, Tyler. Let's say good things about DC, so we have a good.
No,
title
that's
for next week's
literally what
episode.
they said they're moving towards is the dawn of the DCU, right? Again, how many times have we heard the dawn of the DC universe?
We're about to
Yeah.
get Doomsday Clock 2.
I
what are you
mean,
talking
We're
about?
literally about
Well-
to get Doomsday Clock
so,
2.
So building into Doomsday Clock 2, the new Golden Age by Jeff
Yeah.
Johns, which came out, which is
Yeah.
basically setting up his
Oh,
JSA.
that was a transition.
Yeah.
It has Mime Marionette, Reggie
Oh.
the new Rorschach, and the girl with the red cat from
Oh,
The
nostalgia.
red cat.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Bubastis. The
the
red
red cat
cat.
looks like
Yes, the red
Ozzy's
cat.
cat. You know what?
The
you know what I
girl with
meant.
the red cat. Oh,
The
I
guy
get
in the
it. I was
back
gonna
suit.
notice.
Fuck off. They're
the guy
and
with the
they have
mask and
Hunter's
like the, it
favorite
kind of
character.
changes. I don't know.
they have Hunter's favorite character of all time. They call me Clark.
The kid is there.
Oh,
shit.
whoa.
Wait, so what is this book? What the fuck are they doing?
What
Oh
the-
my God.
wait,
What
wait,
is
wait.
going on?
Basically, there's a ton going on in this issue.
What
but
did
it's
Jeff
different
write?
points. It's different points in the JSA's history. So it's like when they first meet, like
Oh, and when they met Dr. Manhattan. Like, what does that have to do with the JSA?
so it's like
My
when they met in the
favorite
40s,
Justice Society
in the
story.
50s when they were like being investigated by Joseph McCarthy, in the 70s when they wouldn't accept Power Girl, and Power Girl's like, "You guys are sexist. It's only old men here." And then Dr. Fate's like, "We have Wonder Woman." And I'm like, got him, bitch.
Seriously though,
Um,
like my favorite Justice Society story, Watchmen. What are we doing?
Basically, like they're setting up the JSA story like that. The Justice Society all have like kids, you know, like the lost golden age. Like there was this golden age where like like Jay has a daughter, right? And there's like a different version of like various heroes, like the Harlequins. I'm guessing is going to be like an Alan Scott kid. So like there's different people here that don't exist in our time. Red Lantern is like an Alan Scott bad guy. He's like a Soviet lantern.
Is this like
Oh.
a leftover? Is this because of Dr. Manhattan? Or
And
why is the
Doomsday Clock
timeline
shit threw
broken?
me for a loop. So the time guys from Flashpoint Beyond, the kid with like the raccoon hat
Yeah.
and Rip
Rip
Hunter
Hunter.
and
But
all them.
shouldn't this just be because of Dr. Manhattan? Just say like, oh, they didn't fix everything. Like, wouldn't that just make it easier?
It would be easy. I mean, they're like Mime and Marionette's kid is in it. Like they're talking about the kid, and then obviously they show the he calls me Clark with the Dr. Manhattan logo. So maybe it'll loop in. I don't know. It's a promising first issue, but it's kind of what you guys talked about, like everything's relevant again. Like it's everything in the Justice Society's history is relevant, and let's explore.
Okay.
Is the JSA? It's going to be a mini, right?
No, I think it's going to be an ongoing.
No, it's 12 issues.
Oh, really?
It's a maxi. Yeah.
Who's who's on art? Do we know?
I
might get that book.
It's the guy who did
probably trade weight on that book actually.
This guy did War Jokes and Riddles.
The War of Yannin.
I
thought he was
his
just
name, so maybe.
doing the cover. Okay,
I'm pretty sure that's the interior artist too.
he's good. I just
Yep. He's doing the.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know either. I don't know
it's
how I
like
feel
there
about
was a
this.
period of time where everyone got a book and the JSA didn't, and now it's like everyone doesn't and the JSA do, but it's a mini.
It's
like
kind of how you guys feel about like the Flash, right? Like, where was this 5 years ago, right? When Wally's now the Flash, but no one's reading it because
like this book should have launched with Infinite Frontier,
or it should have launched like right after the button.
Yeah.
or after Death Metal, when they brought them back for the third time,
Right.
they should have given them a book. Like that made no sense.
I guess no one wanted to write it, so Jeff is like, I guess.
And well, and that's the other thing.
Yeah,
like,
but that's crazy.
Jeff has
No
written
one
so
wanted
much
to write it.
JSA. How can you still? Have
Yeah, it's like
ideas?
the issue might be that he's the only one that gives a fuck. I think that might be what we're realizing.
But it's because DC doesn't have many writers for some reason. They keep
Exactly,
hiring
like,
like
who's
guest
writing-
stars to write Batman Fortress. Like, oh, this guy won awards for his novels, and like movie writers to do Batman the Imposter. It's like, just hire actual comic book writers. that
Hire
care.
Hunter Murray to write Batman Reptilian. Too.
Yeah, exactly. Hire me to write Aquaman. I would write Aquaman if I could
You
pick
know,
it.
that would be-
book.
Oh, okay.
What would be your Aquaman story? What's your pitch to DC Comics? Like, hey, I want to write
Do you have an Aquaman story?
And they go, all right, what do you want to write?
Well, I had my idea that I pitched a long time ago, where I want it to be more dive into the mythology, and maybe Aquaman like finds a temple
Oh
Aquaman
god.
finds
that
Greek
deals with like
Khan.
Greek mythology, so he brings Diana in to help him with it.
Boring.
Oh,
I have a better
God.
Aquaman story. Say there's a ship of CIA guys, right? And he gets all his people to go
Yo.
up to the surface and do like a
Yeah.
siren song. So they all start
Yeah.
walking out, and he attacks the
I think-
ship.
Because I was even thinking like you can make him like some sort of like Mayan inspired or Aztec inspired guy.
yeah,
you
like
know?
an
Write this down,
Aztec,
write this down, write this
yeah.
down.
Yeah, because that definitely
I'm
sounds
gonna
better
say,
than Aquaman. That sounds better than like normal Atlantis and everything.
Yeah.
boring, you
You
know?
call him. I don't know.
That seems
this
like a
might
really
be
cool way to
bad.
do it.
Harper froze again. I think
Like,
a good
cool
way.
cunt.
Oh.
Why do I keep cutting out?
Yeah, you cut out again there for a second. But no, I think for Aquaman you should lean into like more of the mythology of like roots to Neptune and
Like
deal with
Poseidon and
like
all that
yeah. I feel
Mm.
like that's a better idea than having him fight like, I know he's like my favorite, but he doesn't have to fight Black Manta in every single story. He's fought
He's
Black
not your
Manta like
favorite because he was not on your list of top 5. So
top 5 what?
favorite characters. We did this not that shortly ago.
No,
and
he's
you went,
like
oh,
one of
he's
his
my
favorite
favorite.
villains, though.
Aquaman's like my favorite. So like,
No, but Black Manta's my favorite villain, I'm saying.
okay, you didn't bring up Black Manta.
Well, because we're talking heroes.
Okay, that doesn't. Okay, never mind. Doesn't
He
even
only-
make
he
any
only
sense.
likes
I was
Black
setting up
Manta.
what I was gonna say later.
He only likes Black Manta because he has Black Man in the name, and he wishes a Black man could blush. I mean, Hunter
Blush.
Murray-
Oh,
Bring it
clever,
back,
clever.
If a Black Manta could blush.
Man,
He
you
can't 'cause he has a
you
helmet on.
dissected that. All right,
You really
all
think
right,
Black Manta's better than like Doctor Doom? but like seriously?
Yo, imagine a DC Secret Wars, but instead of Doctor Doom, it's Black
It's
Manta.
Black Manta. No, but is that really what you?
I mean,
Hunter.
Is it just like?
Hunter.
Is it one of those things where it's like
oh,
you
I'm
read
sorry, I
that
shouldn't
book
read.
early and you were like, "This is really cool," and then it has like an attachment. You have an attachment.
Comics
to
will
it?
never get better than this.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Hunter.
I get that.
Hunter, your pitch for Aquaman. It's like combined all the things that I and Tyler and I assume JD could just not ever give a fuck about. An
Yeah.
Aquaman,
Aquaman.
mythology story with Diana. Go like I couldn't. You couldn't fucking put a gun to my mum's head and go read it or she dies.
Yeah,
I'd have to say, sorry,
couldn't get me to
mum.
read that book.
I more so mean like make it more of like a fantasy quest story than a superhero story.
You've
Oh, so they
saved
play
it now.
D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
that's
got a
basically
better
it.
idea. DC, don't hire him.
Oh man.
Don't do it.
That was your chance. That was
Like
your one chance.
okay. I'm gonna make this so much worse for you guys for this pitch. But you know in the
Fuck, mate.
Aquaman movie, when
Yes.
they like find that temple under the sand and they're like dealing
Amber
with like
Heard. Do you want Amber Heard?
no,
Oh, you want Amber Heard to do
hold
art?
on. And they're like
To
they're
do
like
the
solving
art?
like prophecies
write
and
under
they're like
shit.
moving, they're like looking through statues and stuff to find like I thought that was cool where it felt like a quest rather
Just
than
just
I'll stop. I'll stop.
That was bad.
sorry.
You know what I
Harper,
mean.
what would
I
be
don't know
your
why.
Aquaman pitch?
Oh,
The death of
fuck
Aquaman.
Me. So,
then bring him back
the
by the
death
end
of
of the
Aquaman. So my Aquaman solo story. Main character Batman. Aquaman dies.
You're hired.
first page.
You're hired right there. I don't need to hear the rest.
That's a good
A prostitute stabs him.
Mhm.
And he talks to a bust, and a bat flies through the window.
He talks to a what?
And he says, "Yes, father, I will become a fish."
Ooh.
Takes over for Aquaman.
Oh,
Thank you.
all right.
Oh, that's
There
it.
you go.
Okay. I thought you
No,
were gonna
that's
say
the
something
pitch.
else.
It's one issue. It's 10 pages. It's a lot to cover.
All right, so that's good.
I mean, that's better than any other Aquaman run that exists.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Amazing
Throne
Spider-Man
of
update.
Atlantis.
Um,
Oh god.
Did we find out what did Peter do?
no,
God
but
fucking damn it. Every month I ask this.
they debut Gold Goblin, and this is his
Debut.
first page. I thought it looked kind of strange. Why is he?
What am
posed
I
like
looking
that?
at? What is he doing?
This is his leg, right? And like, he's tackling the hobgoblins.
Does he have like wings on his legs?
He's on a glider.
Okay. What is
That's
that?
art.
Peter just eating shit right there? Like just
That's our glider.
what is this guy doing?
Yeah,
He's going full Scott Lobdell of just laying down.
I'm laying on the couch. My back was hurting.
We got like 10 minutes left in the podcast. Fucking sit up,
Not
bitch.
even.
I can still talk. You can
You
hear
look
me.
ridiculous.
just as
You look
well.
like you're filming a hostage video.
It's like the
My
Blair
feet-
Witch.
Oh god, I don't want to see your legs.
I'm gonna lay
Dude,
down with my dog.
Dude, there's no way you're not like 5'4". Every time I see your full body, I'm like, this dude's got to be like 5'1".
He is a hobbit. Like
This is actually like the roof for this place that I'm staying in is actually a normal height ceiling, but for me, it's massive. This is actually one story.
You must be really excited for Ant-Man, hey?
'Cause I'm
Representation.
small. Yeah, it's a small white guy. No, I'm just I just
So okay, so the thing that I got from this issue is the hobgoblins are just like, well, we're working for someone. Who are they working for?
This bitch.
Red Goblin or Goblin
Is she
Queen?
new?
Queen Goblin.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
not new. She was in Beyond, right?
Yeah, well, she's new-ish, but yeah. And
Did you say Queen Goblin?
Goblin Queen, yeah.
Goblin Queen.
No, I think they
Goblin
have a
is nuts.
Goblin Queen. I think it
Sorry,
is. I think it is Queen Goblin.
Yeah,
Goblin
it is
Queen's a
Queen
different
Goblin.
character.
So one queen
That's
dies and another
Madeline
appears.
Pryor.
I was gonna say, how many queens do we need? Like, we
Yeah.
Well, this is like because Queen Goblin appeared in the summer.
Well, we lost
Which-
2 queens.
when I
Recently,
mention
that's a
in the
lot.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably too many.
As far as queens go,
Harper,
yeah.
I'm getting nauseous from every time your camera moves. Like you're like I'm
Sorry,
expecting you
it's
to
a
pull
found
out a
footage
guy.
movie.
I'm expecting you to pull out a guy in a Batman mask and be like, "Tell him your name."
Yeah,
Look
this
at
is
me.
this is definitely an audio listeners podcast. I
Are
think.
you, are you the real Batman?
Why do you
wanna
trust
see-
him?
If you want to see my busted ass toes, youtube.com/hero story.
That was disgusting. I never want to see that again.
Yeah. I
Please
don't
do
either.
not.
Yeah.
I have 2 bent toes.
I hope this video
Okay.
gets like less than 30 views.
Feel like this. Sorry.
Kidding. Moon
You have
Knight
the
number
second
17.
ugliest leg in this whole podcast group.
Oh, I don't do it, Genie. Don't do it.
Hey, we said no more jokes. We said
I
no
didn't-
more jokes.
I'm not alluding to who it could be.
Harper, this issue was made for you. Moon Knight issue 17.
Oh, this is the lion one, yeah.
It's Moon Knight. He brings people into like Doctor Strange's like evil haunted house, and he just makes the house mess with them, and he just like watches them the whole time. Man,
Okay.
Doctor Strange stuff, yeah, and horror stuff. There you go.
This is the
Okay.
issue for you, Doctor Strange
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
I'll get
He just-
right
but,
on
like,
that.
Hunter, you think we're
Get
like
right on
5
that.
years old? You go like, this is the issue for you, and you'll name a thing we like that vaguely shows up in it, because you think we'll go like Doctor Strange and then like run in-
house.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. I have to read it.
Tyler, you're really gonna like this cover. Look,
No,
Superman.
I gotta go out. I gotta get it now.
Wait, show
JD?
him where John says this is a job for Superman. That'll make Tyler fucking cream.
I don't want to look for it.
Like, we what?
JD, you're really gonna like this drink.
Yo,
Zoa.
dude.
On my last one.
Oh, you sad?
Really?
Are you buying more?
It
You
probably.
get like a subscription, so you get it every like month.
Yeah, but it says I can't cancel. It's odd.
But it's
Fuck.
$80 a week
Yeah, it's a
you
strange system, but
for
I
the
How
life.
about that
understand.
post credit?
for life. And if you change your address, they still will find you.
They'll find you.
Right? It's
No matter
scary.
what.
It's scary.
Yeah.
There's
I
some
don't know
van
why you-
outside my house, and they keep
24/7.
like
And they just shoot Zoa cans through your window.
they're like clearly monitoring me because there's like wires going through my door, and there's like microphones clearly set up around
That
this house.
there was literally to the left of you, that shadow just grew.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Why is
Black
that?
Adam just in the corner.
What? The shadow doesn't move.
Oh, it's
Tell him-
it's my
Tell him the Man in Black sent you.
Oh, he had
But yeah,
something on his. He's had something on his screen the whole time. I thought he was just in a dark room.
that thing in the corner. Don't know what that is, but it appeared when I got my Zoa.
It's just so attractive.
Oh, I see.
Whoa.
A little suspicious.
Whoa.
Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty. Great fight scene. It's Bucky versus Steve the whole time, and Bucky wins. So
You still love that title?
I still do. It's really,
You
really
still trying to
good.
pitch me on it?
I think you would like it, JD. There's a character called Captain America.
Yo, I live in America.
Right? Yeah.
That's true.
It's just like a really good fight scene that's like emotional and everything. And it ends with like Bucky or Steve holding onto Bucky's arm, and then Bucky presses a button. I guess the star on his shoulder means the arm
Oh, for
comes off.
fuck.
It's an eject.
Do you guys ever think that modern comics
on.
are just like, how many times can we reference something that happened in the past, like over and over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Like
little bit.
it's so cheap.
Take my money.
The first two issues of it are available on Marvel Unlimited.
Just dead silence across the board.
And that's a hero story.
Yeah, I think it has to be. Good
Yeah.
lord.
I think Chadwick's death broke us, and we were just trying to.
and
I don't
Kevin
know, we're trying to-
Conroy's death.
Yeah,
too.
I think the
Oh,
second
man.
half of that episode was us just trying to power through the raw emotion of the first half. But all in all, go see Wakanda Forever, support it. Go cry
Yeah.
with your friends and watch D&D on YouTube, please.
And
Yeah.
go see Black Adam instead of Black Panther.
And play
Black
God of
Adam
War
is still
Ragnarok.
in theaters.
Hunter, what are your thoughts on God of War? Is it good? It's great, isn't it? Fucking
Oh, it's
amazing.
fantastic. I'm
It's
not
the
very
best.
far in right now because
It's
I'm
so
playing
good.
Sonic Frontiers as well.
All right, turn the podcast. We're done.
This fucking guy. Yeah,
End it.
right. Bye. No.